Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Drunkards and Dragons, a show where we have some drinks, roll some dice, and try to die out of those things. A couple things to get out of the way. There's going to be a weird background noise because the building below us is getting renovated, so you might hear banging occasionally. As well as, so any of the music I'm using tonight does not belong to me. I'm legally obligated to say that. You can find all this music I'm using on the royalty-free music page of YouTube, so go check them out. There's a lot of great artists there who put out this kind of stuff and are nice enough to let everyone use it. So go check them out, support them, and look at their non-free content. So, last week's session, the fight against Zenverdis picked up immediately, and although he seemed formidable, he went down quickly, only for the party to realize that he had transcended his flesh form and became something known as a Dracolich. Although he was the weakest of the dragons, his knowledge made him the most formidable thus far. Because of this, Alexia fell and almost died. Luckily, Varys was able to save her. And as this void space kind of collapsed inward and went chaotic, they were able to escape, and the darkness that kind of held over this part of the world seemed to vanish along with it. As the party lay face up in the water, nothing in sight, no creatures, no anything in sight, just endless ocean. A few hours passed, and the airship that had been waiting beforehand flew overhead and rescued them, luckily. Realizing that fighting Zenverdis may have only aided Lawless further, the party decided to head back to Arya and confront his sister to see if she isn't hiding anything. When they arrived there, the news that Ban Ying's volcano had erupted also reached their ears. Told to come back later in the evening so everyone could rest, and to hold a meeting with Kara. The group is experiencing leisure time right now. Resting up, eating, bathing, stitching up wounds and making sure everything's fully healed, and applying ointments and things like that. And that's what we're picking up right now. So, is there anything you guys like to be working on or doing in the few hours of time you have?
How long do we have?
That's most of the day. You guys got back in the morning, and it's about 10 a.m. right now. So, evening is around 6 p.m., so you guys have some time.
I need to go find armor.
You're wearing Varys' armor.
Varys needs his armor. I need my own armor. Also, when do I get my full hit points back?
After a full rest.
Oh. Well, I mean, like when I go back to my 130 something.
Yeah, after a full rest, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your constitution was only temporarily lowered, or your max hit points was only temporarily lowered until you took a full rest.
That was rough, man.
It was rough, especially before a dragon fight.
Yeah, so I guess I go in search of some blacksmith.
Yeah.
To get some armor.
So at this point, you are well known. You will be wearing Arya's colors, the blue and gold, but
I thought it was green.
any armor there you can just have because it is offered to you out of the armory. What about you two?
I go to Alexia to retrieve my armor.
Okay.
I give it to him.
Well, whenever you figure out what you want to wear.
Okay.
What about you, Ithlin?
I can't think of anything. I'm just hanging out, I guess.
Nope.
I am also going to put my old weapons in my bag of holding. And I'm going to... Let's see. What am I using to? Does the bag of holding require attunement or no?
No.
Okay. So I have the harp, I have those swords, and I have my armor. And there's also the rod. Alright, I'm gonna throw the rod in the bag of holding too and just, I guess, break my attunement to it.
Okay.
And then, so that way I'm attuned to the swords, armor, and the lute. Or not the lute, the harp.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my warlock thing. I'm going to spend an hour doing a ritual to make one of the new scimitars my new pact weapon.
Okay. Do you have the ability to do that to more than one weapon?
No.
So you begin to try and cast this ritual, and as you exclude one of the blades, it doesn't work for some reason.
Unlucky. Well then I pull my old weapons out of the bag of holding and I put these weapons in the bag of holding.
Okay. So you break your attunement to them as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I redo my ritual on my old weapon.
Okay.
Because trying to do it to another one breaks it. So.
Okay.
But that's all I do.
Yeah, you could still cast through that weapon. You just can't summon it without the other one.
Nice.
So you're gonna want something that you're a dexterity-based character, so you're gonna want something that allows your maximum dex bonus to shine.
Well, because it says max 2, so does that mean if
You get 2 of your dexterity bonus
So
total.
how did my AC ever get up to 19?
Because the other one allowed more of your dexterity bonus.
So if I do half play, I'm still only going to be at 17, so I'm still going to be a lower AC.
Yeah. Elven armor allows more of your dexterity to be used.
That's one more than the scale now. And because I'm proficient in stealth, will I still have the disadvantage? Okay. That's bullshit.
You could also just wear studded leather. That is 12 plus whatever your dex is, which is also 17.
I would still only be at 17. I wouldn't have the disadvantage, but...
That's what I was wearing before I got my armor.
I guess I'll do the studded leather. I don't want a disadvantage.
Okay. It is given to you freely. You get full run of their armory, and that allows you to come look around different weapons and pieces of armor they have, and...
And it's blue and gold, you said?
Yes. The color standard of our...
It's gonna be much easier to hit now.
Just wear your cloak again and fly above your enemies.
You also have free run of arrows if you need them. Any swords you might want to replace.
Oh, cool.
Up to a maximum. Well, if nothing else, so evening arrives, and feeling refreshed and bathed and cleaned, and some of the soreness of your recent adventures kind of starting to fade away a little bit. As you re-enter the banquet hall, your memories of it being this lively place full of food and entertainment and guests, it's now just his lordship, Regulus Dane, and several of his guards around the entrances, and then Kara, Lady of House on Dragnir, sits there as well. then when you three arrive, she kind of glances in your direction, but continues your conversation with the king. Instead of a banquet spread, it's more so, finger food, cheese and crackers and things like that.
Okay.
Wilhelm is also there.
Oh.
And kind of filling him in on everything he saw from his perspective. And everything that they had encountered recently. That you had encountered recently.
I suppose I will approach the table and take a seat next to Wilhelm, but not before looking at the king and Majesty, doing a little bow, taking my seat.
Nods at you.
So how big is the table? Like who's sitting at it?
It's still a banquet table. It's big enough to fit 100 or so people, but it's just it's only the small crowd that's in here right now.
So I could awkwardly sit all the way at the other side.
You
of the
could,
table.
yeah.
Be kind of hard to reach the food.
Yeah. Well, I don't eat a whole lot. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll sit down kind of close to Varys, not like too close.
But close enough.
At least one chair. in
Yeah.
between. I guess I'll just sit on the other side of the table than
Okay.
whoever I'm next to.
Now that you guys are closer, you can hear Kara relaying just information about the centuries and posts they've got throughout the kingdom and part of the countryside. She goes, the battlements are holding strong. We have men spread out enough that should anything come this way, messengers will be sent and we should be able to handle whatever it is. And reinforcements are close enough at hand that should they be needed, they'll be there quickly. And this it's wonderful news. Well, it's enough business. How was your relaxation?
It's been good.
Very enjoyable.
Those colors suit you, Alexia. You make a fine soldier of the Aryan Empire.
Thank you.
I just search for a chalice and also any wine that happens to be nearby.
It's just water.
Dang it.
So what's happening in Arya? Like, why are they so fortified right now?
They've been at war with several different countries for the last few years. There's a tentative peace that's been signed right now ever since the new king, King Halen, became ruler. But it still creates tension with rebellions who have decided that they don't want to break bread with people who used to try and murder them. And then everything that you guys have reported has been happening, they're just prepared for anything.
What is Kara's role in the city?
House von Dragner serves as strategist and the military side of the Royal Army's fleets and soldiers. They also handle several political matters between other countries. They're kind of the ambassadors. They're held in high standing as a result.
Gotcha. Okay. Who's closest to her?
King Haney.
I mean, like, out of the three of us.
You're all relatively close if you all sat down in the same area.
Okay. That's true. Mm.
So, you are Lawless's sister.
Yes, we've met before.
Did we? I don't remember.
Rude.
I've had a few hits on this old noggin. Being slapped around by a dragon is no small thing.
Yeah, so I'm told.
Has anyone told you about what your brother's been up to?
No,
I see.
but I'm sure you have stories to spin.
Uh,
I'm told you have questions of me.
yes. We wanted to know when was the last time you were in contact with your brother?
As I told you once before, it's been nearly a year.
How did he seem back then?
Well, distraught, as Sawyer had just died. But beyond that, business as usual. He left a few weeks after, leaving Maria in my care. Speaking of, where is she?
She may or may not have magically disappeared on us.
Of all the irresponsible buffoons, she's a child.
Can you really be blamed as being irresponsible when the small child has more power than any of us in this room combined? Well, none of us could stop her. She left of her own accord.
I'll not hear any excuses.
Not really excuses, just telling you what happened. It's up to you whether or not you believe it. You? Your brother seems to have acquired some sort of power from some deal he made, I assume. He is no longer human, I suspect. I believe your brother Lawless is dead. We would like to know if he told you anything about where he might be going or doing back when you saw him last.
As I told you before, he said nothing.
Did he do anything? Did he go and research anything? Ask about any old legends or books?
No. He seemed quite set on his tasks.
And what were his tasks back then?
He bandaged his wounds and healed for a short time and then left again.
And he didn't speak to anyone other than you? Just came by, dropped off a girl and said, "I'll see you later," and never came back?
It's not uncommon for Lawless to leave for long periods of time.
What about his room? Is his room still in the same state it was when he left?
Well, when Lawless last left, Father did not take it well. He bears no room at House on Dragner anymore.
And what of his belongings? Were they just cast out?
Anything for libations, yes. But Lawless carried mostly everything he ever needed on him at a time.
I see.
He was not a man who kept trinkets.
Well, it would seem that this has been a waste of time. She doesn't know anything.
It's at this moment you realize that I've been very absorbed in assembling the small finger foods arrayed on this table into adorable little sandwiches. I now have a plate full to the brim with little finger sandwiches. I begin eating them one by one.
Full, like one at a time, like full bites, or just like little nibbles of each?
Daintily.
Elf things.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like whatever Lawless's plan was, whatever tasks he then had were more important for him to fulfill than keeping his position in his own family.
Yep. I begin savagely trying to recreate little sandwiches that I see. Only mine are messed up, and I have like meat on the bottom of one, and like bread, and then more stuff, and then another piece of bread. I pick it up, just meat on the bottom that falls off. Like,
You do not construct sandwiches very well.
try to get to the next level.
If there's nothing else, I must arrange for a search party for Maria.
That would be good. I recommend people that are highly sensitive to magic to put their feelers out there for the largest energy source of magic they can find.
Yes. I'll have our house mages work on it quickly.
She may be but a child, but she's a very capable child. I doubt any harm has befallen her. We're actually hoping that Lawless came and took her. With him, we at least know she's 100% safe.
What's this obsession with my brother you all carry?
He was a former comrade of mine. Just concerned whether he's going down the right path or not. We're unsure of the choices he's making and why. Unsure if it's for the betterment of the world or not.
Oh.
Ithlin continues to eat the sandwiches.
Also, one of the last times we saw your brother, he told us if we weren't with him, we were against him. But he wouldn't tell us what he was doing or what he was planning. He just sort of attacked us on sight.
Sounds like you were given fair warning then.
Not really.
It's the one thing that's never changed about Lawless, even as a child, was he's always taken burdens onto himself.
Yes, but whose burdens has he taken upon himself?
I don't know.
That's what we would like to find out.
I believe whatever it is he's doing for the right reasons. I don't know what he's doing, but I have faith in him.
I hope he is doing it for the right reasons.
Suppose only time will tell. Now, love, anything else?
Don't believe so.
Look at Ithlin, squint my eyes. He's the one who suggested we do this, and he hasn't said a word. He's just been stuffing his face with small sandwiches.
That's because you've done nothing but lie this entire time.
I just told not the whole truth.
Lie of omission.
She kind of stands up and bows towards King Halen and says, with your leave, my grace. And he nods, and she leaves and gathers a few soldiers from House von Dragner with her, and they leave. And there's kind of this awkward tension in the room after that as Regulus kind of looks nervous, as he always does. He's not really sure what to say. And then the king looks to all of you and he's just, well, I hope that was what you were after or looking for.
You know, sometimes you have to have conversations with people that lead nowhere, but at least you explored that option. Speaking of which, I feel the need to relieve myself, if you'll excuse me.
Of course.
And I get up and walk out.
Okay.
I begin making my way to House in Dragner.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm gonna break in.
sneaky.
Well, you know it'll take you 20 minutes by foot as it's across the city.
That's fine.
Okay. So, Verse will be gone for a while.
Okay then.
What would you two like to do?
I don't really feel like we need to talk to the king specifically about anything, so... I believe I will take my leave and retire to my room.
Okay.
We have a long journey ahead of us. Good night's rest.
Speaking of, Varys, as you leave the room, one of the messengers runs by you, full sprinting out of breath, down the hallway, past you. Almost barrels you over, but doesn't stop to apologize.
I hope that message is important that you didn't stop to at least apologize to me for that.
No response.
He's already gone.
Yeah. Talking to basically just the dust he left behind.
He's like the mailman from Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Ethan, is there anything you want to do before we move on? Per se, or discuss, or bring up, or...
As Alexia is walking away, I asked her, "Why did you lie?"
What did I lie about?
You didn't tell her even a portion of what you know. I'm just curious. Varys did the same thing.
I'm not there.
Right now. You may not hold this sentiment, but I believe there are certain things we can share with outsiders and certain things we cannot. There's no need to completely ruin his family's perspective of him if we're unsure of 100% what's going on.
Perhaps. Well, apparently, if his sister knows so little about him, we still should find someone who does. He has to be close to someone.
Is Dad in town?
No. You don't know.
Considering the response Lawless received from his father upon deciding to leave again, he may be another person who may have an idea of what Lawless is up to. Judging by his reaction, he's not pleased with it.
Yes, perhaps he will be more forthcoming. Perhaps we should see if we might contact him.
King Halen, do you know if the head of House and Dragnir is here?
I believe last I heard he was overseas. I do not know where. He's been gone for a few months now. We've been negotiating terms with a country along the Sword Coast for possible alliances.
Is he your negotiator? Your messenger?
The House on Dragonir serves such purposes, yes.
Would you by chance have a map of the location?
So he motions for it, and this giant map that spreads about half the table unfurls. And he's like, well, we're here, and he shows you like the very, very top of the map. And Sword Coast is along here, and he shows you the other half of the map, and like down below there, and he goes, should be some months before you arrive, but...
Oh man. So where is the Sword Coast in relation to Banyang?
Banyang is along this countryside still. It's, you still have to get there by ship or by sky, but Banyang is still in this part of the world. You guys are basically in North America, and the Sword Coast is South America.
Unfortunate.
And that's why Kara has been handling everything, because she's the head when he's gone.
I see.
I feel like contacting him is not very possible right now.
Yeah, not super plausible.
Thank you for this information.
Yes. And as you turn previously to leave and retire to your room, the door swings open and hits you and kind of knocks you to the side.
Rude.
As the messenger shoves the door open.
This guy.
Your Majesty, a dragon's been spotted.
What color was this dragon?
Peace, guys.
Our reports overseas say that a red dragon has emerged in Banyang.
Well, yeah, we know that. I look at Ithlin and give him the signal. We out! Gotta go.
Meanwhile, Varys, on the other side of town.
Yes. I'm just like looking around like, I've never been to this place before, and perhaps I should have asked where it was. And I just kind of like flag down people, just, hello there, do you know where the Androgner estate's at?
And they look at you like you're really stupid. They're like, the large building with the dragon sculptures out front.
Is that anywhere near here?
With the sign that says Androgner Estates.
And you realize you've walked past it several times. And you kind of turn around and like, it's the biggest building in this area of the city. And so it's very easy to see at any time.
Ah,
And you've just walked past it several times looking at other buildings.
I see. Well, thank you.
Just fucking tourists.
And I walk over, not too close to the building, and like try to find another building that I can kind of hide behind and just kind of scope out the area and see what kind of security detail they got going on there.
Okay. There's 4 guards posted out front at any time that you can see. And then there's 4 different guards on each side, so left and right, that make a perimeter of the house at all times as well. So they briefly walk out front and then turn the corner and end up behind the house and walk around.
I see.
Make a perception check for the others.
26.
You easily spot that there's also 4 archers who hang out on the rooftops. And they also do the perimeter of the house on the roof.
I sit there,
Only 4.
yes, I sit there stroking my beard, contemplating on how to break in. Oh. Well then, as I'm behind cover, I would like to pull out the harp and cast invisibility on myself.
Oh, you do so.
Put the harp back on me. Actually, I put the harp in bag of holding, sure.
Okay.
It's a little easier to keep there. And then I will walk through the gate.
Well, the gate's closed.
Dang it.
So,
Is there an area nearby that I can climb?
the gates are about 20 feet high, so you can try.
Let's see. Sure.
Look for foliage.
I attempt to
Vines.
burglar climb.
Yeah, make
Over
an
the
athletics
gate.
check.
Ooh. Athletics. 24.
24. Alright, you make it over the top. So you make it safely on the other side, and as soon as you land, you feel the sensation of magic short-circuiting, and you're visible.
Anti-magic field.
And at that point you hear, "Halt there!" And you see several people pull arrows.
Ah, Hello. I believe I have had a little too much to drink, and I have somehow managed to end up on the other side of this wall.
Yes, as you've just reappeared, I'm sure that's what it is.
Reappeared. It's like dark out, isn't it? Or no?
They saw you turn visible.
Oh, dang. Yes, it happens sometimes. I don't know, this stuff is pretty strong.
At that point, the gates open. The guards outside as well come inside and start pointing swords and spears at you.
Oh no.
Ooh.
What business do you have in House Andrognir? You're a thief, not a very good one, I take it.
A thief of sorts. You see, the truth is that I was invited here by the lady of House Andrognir. I was asked to come and not be seen, but clearly I've been seen.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
19?
The lady is out, and so should you be. There's no guest scheduled for this evening,
Like I said, I was asked to come unseen.
I'm sure.
I will just be on my way then.
Yes, you shall. And he kind of nods the other one. They pull out manacles.
I just kind of like wave my hand and begin walking away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative.
You just resisted arrest.
I'm first, and I sprint.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
What's your dexterity?
Well, my initiative is 18.
Okay.
And I love that we have no idea where you are.
Yes.
We think he's just taking a really long time redeeming himself.
Natural 19.
Ooh.
So-
You
Unlucky.
don't go first.
Never mind.
Oh, jeez.
At least they don't have any attack dogs.
Attack dogs.
Yeah,
That I know of.
Alright. So, 8 attacks coming at you.
Oof.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So, the 4 archers on the roof, first of all. And your AC is 19.
Yep.
Would you like to cast shield as a response?
I believe since there's an anti-magic field, it doesn't work. Is my assumption.
Certainly try it.
I decide not to.
Okay. In that case, 3 out of 4 will hit you.
Okay.
And you recognize the ability that the archers hit you with as the grasping roots Alexia uses.
Okay.
So you were instantaneously covered in roots,
Thorns.
Nice.
thorns, and you take a total
Brambles.
of
Brambles is the word.
total of 15 damage from that one. 12 damage from the second one. 10 damage from the third one. And the fourth arrow flies past your head harmlessly.
Don't you have to like roll to resist it?
You're automatically restrained, but on your turn you can decide not to be. And
okay.
you're not restrained, you're automatically covered in the brambles. You can make a strength on your turn, or save on your turn to not be covered in brambles.
And then it wouldn't affect you again.
You can break out of them essentially. But then moving with them on you heals damage to you. And then the 4 guards surrounding you, or I'll say 3 because one of them pulled manacles out. And only one of those will hit you.
I attempt to cast shield now.
And it just fizzles.
Okay. Is that
But
spell
their
slot
arcane
used?
archery works.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. They have anti-magic.
They have something alright. And that's only 10 damage.
How can their... Oh no, that's not a spell. It's just a thing. I was gonna say, how are their like magical arrows working in an anti-magic field?
Yeah, I just brought that up.
That's the question, isn't it?
It is. They have special equipment or a passphrase. Unlucky. Alright, so how much am I taking?
10 from that. Only attack that hits you from the guards surrounding you.
Okay.
And then it's your turn.
And what happens to me with the brambles on me?
So you have to make a strength saving throw.
Athletics.
I choose not to.
Athletics. Okay.
So if I want to move, I just take damage.
Yes.
Yep.
And
And your move is slowed.
I think it's half. That's why I have this.
So speed is reduced to 10 feet. 2d6 slashing damage first each turn you move 1 foot or more.
So I'm slowed by 10 feet. Okay. How far away am I from the gate?
You hop the fence, so
Which now the gate is open.
you're probably, I'd say at least 40 feet away from it because you hopped this fence, so.
I dash to the gate.
So you can move 20 feet for the dash. Your movement's reduced to 10, isn't it?
It's either to 10 or by 10.
That's what we have this year.
Missing a key word there.
Yeah.
Speed reduced.
That's fine. We'll look it up. So your speed is reduced by 10.
Yeah, so I'm at 20 and then dashing up to 40.
Mm-hmm. So you can make it to the gate.
Yep.
Oh, let's see.
How many d6 of damage is that?
It's only
2.
the first time he moves. So.
Oh, it's not like. Oh, it's not that bad then.
Okay. 8 damage.
But it's also each turn until he actually makes the save. So
Yep.
Yeah.
it'll just keep hurting him if he keeps.
At least
moving.
it's not like per foot.
Yeah. It'd be a lot.
So you
Kill
basically
him.
run, you're just like, ow, ow, ow,
Well,
ow,
it's-
ow.
How it would be in real life.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just stop hurting.
After that, I am done.
Okay. So you make it to the gate. And at this point, the soldiers who are doing the perimeter search also appear in front of the gate.
Nice.
Yes.
I like 8 more people on here.
And then the soldiers who are behind you move behind you. So the gate's not big enough to hit all 4 of them, though. So it's only 2 of them behind you. Let's see here. I think all 4 of them are just going to try and restrain you. So go ahead and make an athletics check.
16.
16. That's enough.
Ooh.
So the first one tries to grab you and misses. Go ahead and do it again.
Oh no.
9. Yeah. So at this point, he's able to come up behind you and basically put you in a chokehold and is trying to hold you there. And he's like, get the manacles!
The manacles.
It's your turn.
I attempt to break free.
Okay. Probably going to. This is a really low roll.
29.
Oh yeah, you definitely break
There we
free.
go.
You basically like elbow him in the gut as soon as he gets a hold of you, just easily.
I attempt to go out the gate.
Okay. You make it out the gate.
Alright,
It's only you can only make it 5 foot out the gate before you're face to face with other soldiers.
that's fine. So, escaping from a grapple, is that an action or no?
You need to see. Let's see. It doesn't say it's an action, so it's
Alright.
just something you can do.
What are my surroundings like right now?
So buildings all around you.
Can I see the tops of the buildings?
Probably the farther away ones.
How far away?
Probably 100 feet or so. You can see the tops of the building.
Fuck you guys! And I cast Dimension Door and teleport to the roof of the building that is
Okay.
100 feet away.
Okay. At that point, you hear the whistles going off, and
Jeez.
Raise the
You're
alarm.
gonna have like the whole town after you.
Also, I moved while I still had the
just,
thingies.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Oh,
8 points of damage. Meanwhile, back to you guys.
oh jeez, man. I had one thought.
The most fortified building in Aria Varus, really?
However, there's a red dragon around. What else does the message say?
Just that it has been sighted in Banyang,
I mean,
coming down the mountain.
I could have killed them all if I really wanted to, but
I mean, of course you could, but how would that benefit anyone?
I
And
know.
geez, we would never be allowed in Arya ever again.
Probably.
They would not help us on our journey.
I'm fine with that.
They would
I mean,
rip
he
the
would
armor right
definitely
off
be
of
an
me.
outlaw, that's for sure. I don't know if I would be.
Alright, so the red dragon in Banyang has awoken. We must find Varys and quicken our journey.
Yes, where is Varys? He's been gone a very long time.
I don't know what he does, Iflin. He's relieving himself.
Apparently so.
Whatever that means.
Like, as you're saying this, I'm just like rolling around on the rooftop trying to get these stupid things off me.
and causing more damage.
23.
Yeah, you're able to
Yeah.
break free of
About
them.
time.
Just have a bunch of like single manacles stuck to different parts of your body. Just like one on an arm and one on an ankle. Like,
It's wherever they could get them. I did have one thought though, which I do not try sharing with the entire group. I will only share with Iflin when we are
Okay.
away from the area. So we need to leave.
Wilhelm, hearing what the messenger says, says the airship is still being repaired. It will not be ready to go for quite some time, and if the dragon's been spotted, then the messages only travel so fast. It could very well be laying waste to Banyang as we speak.
How much longer do you need?
Weeks? This was very badly damaged.
It's too long. Is there a ship left in your fleet that we could borrow?
Yes, but same problem. It'll be weeks before you arrive.
Wait, isn't there a teleport thingy?
What do you mean?
Because can't Varys, like, if he has the circles matching in different places, we can teleport?
I don't think you guys have one in Banyang.
Really?
What? I asked about it. They don't have one. That or they didn't trust me. So there's that as
probably
well.
the latter.
Is there anyone in, like, a mage council that can teleport us somewhere? Get us somewhere quicker than a couple of weeks?
I may be able to get you there, but I certainly can't bring you back.
We'll find our own way back.
It's also very difficult. You may not arrive precisely there.
What does that mean?
Uh,
Like,
You-
get
you-
us close enough?
I don't know.
And as long as parts of my body aren't ripped apart, I'm okay.
It's a very far distance to travel. I will do my best, but the magic is unreliable. But I will try.
What if it was a shorter distance?
Anything beyond the next town over is a vast distance.
Damn it, where's Maria when you need her?
That's a good question.
At that point, another messenger runs in. and
Oh,
says,
jeez.
somebody just tried to rob House on Drogman.
Oh, jeez.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know, but he was caught trying to break in. He's on the run currently. We have soldiers after him, but
What did he look like?
I'm told he has black hair and a beard.
That could be anyone.
That could be.
It's true. That could be anyone.
I don't know, do Aryans usually have black hair?
You know, blonde hair is actually more common here. Blonde
Yeah.
to like
Could
blonde to like a
absolutely
dirty
be
blonde.
anyone.
He was a dashing silver fox of a man. All of the women swooned as he passed.
That's definitely not me.
Yeah. Never heard of him.
I have no other ideas in terms of how to get us there faster.
I feel as if the time for making decisions is over. This is maybe the best course of action.
What?
I can get several people to help me stabilize the portal, but
Oh.
we must act quickly.
Do what you can. Let us know when you're ready.
Meet me in the hangar in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I will symbol all I can.
Does that mean we're leaving in 20 minutes? Yes. Ah, dicks. Alright.
Yeah, we need to like gather what we need.
Meanwhile, Varys, on the
I
rooftop.
sprint.
Yes. So I know my armor lets me change its appearance, but does it change my appearance at all?
You can change into any other humanoid that is your size
All right.
that you
Did
know
I change
of.
his hair
So
color?
I get down from the building by using spider climb and just walking down the side of it like a boss,
Sure.
and then
So it's not, you don't have enough actions in a round to do this stealthily, as like you're running on top of the buildings and already the soldiers are running at like sprinting right to your location. So I mean, in one round you can do one of those things, but not all of
Oh,
them
I
at
see.
once.
all right, I look at the rooftops and like look for any alleyways and stuff that I could teleport down
I mean, there's
to.
alleys everywhere. You're on top of a building.
Yeah.
Just try to turn into someone who looks Aryan and then be on the ground and beat yourself up a little bit and be like, he ran that way.
I'm gonna teleport max distance
Okay.
away from where I see the guards,
Okay.
and then just start walking and wait for my next ability to do something. And then I wanted to turn into Wilhelm
Okay.
and change my appearance, like my armor, basically into just like robes and have a hood up.
So it changes your appearance,
Yeah.
not your armor. You'd be
Oh, I
Wilhelm in
see.
armor.
Never mind then. That makes no sense. I hate this. Let me see if I have anything. I don't think I have anything.
Just become
What's that?
Aryan and be like, oh, my armor. Your armor doesn't look like this though. Ooh, that's rough.
Alright, I turn into a like. No, actually no.
I mean, do you wear a cloak in general?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just teleport 500 feet and then just book it towards the castle.
Okay.
We got 20 minutes.
Which leaves you guys in the hangar waiting for Varys. And at this point, people have been sent out to find him as he's not back yet. And they come back and like, we've checked all the restrooms. He's not in there.
All the restrooms.
Of
And
course it's
we've
not.
been able to like go gather all of our stuff. and,
Easily,
okay.
yeah. We've checked all the rooms. He's not in his chambers.
Of course he's not. Will one of you go to his chambers and bring out all his belongings?
There's nothing in there.
Alright, never mind.
I have everything in that bag.
Oh yeah. You guys all have a bag of holdings.
Yeah.
He's the worst. How much longer do we have? Yes, Wilhelm. Until we can.
It's way past 20 minutes. This brings you on a 30-minute mark now.
Oh my god.
So everything's prepared. Are you guys ready to...
We are prepared, but apparently our friend Varys is not. We have no idea where he is.
Stage fright, I understand.
I begin smoking a pipe.
Which
Yeah.
one do you smoke?
The black one.
Okay. Which tobacco do you smoke?
The calming one.
Okay. The mild irritation you feel at Varys is starting to go away.
It's good.
Mild irritation.
How far is the hangar from, like, the entrance to the castle?
It's a separate building,
Oh, okay.
but it's next to the castle, and there's a pathway to it.
I go in.
I guess
just
the
like,
question is, how long do you guys wait?
We're already at like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Time. I mean, it's doubtful we would survive a dragon without him.
I mean, he is the healer.
Yeah.
And the tank sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like
He's
all the
also
time.
the one who makes boneheaded decisions.
I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I guess we wait as long as we need to.
Okay. It hits the 50-minute mark. And Varys, you come panting up to the castle gates.
Dude.
And the soldiers outside are like, Mr. Gallandale, we've been searching for you. A dragon has attacked Banyang.
Oh, yes, I heard. That's why I ran here as fast as I could.
How far away are
Please.
the guards that are after him?
He teleports 600 feet away. I mean,
Lead me to my companions at once.
But did they give up, or are they still
oh
running?
no, the sounds of chaos are right behind Varys.
How is it that it was like a 20-minute walk, but it took me almost an hour to run back, full sprint?
He kind of had to zigzag around, and every time you started running
Oh,
through a
gosh.
different pathway, you'd see soldiers. You'd have to turn around and run a different direction.
And
Yeah, exactly.
it wasn't just a
So-
straight shot.
Shall we?
They lead you through the castle.
All right.
You're gonna have like wanted posters the next time we show up.
And they notice that you're covered in blood at this point. They're like, what happened to you?
I fell in a prickle bush.
You don't want to know. Trust me, it's better this way.
Are those arrows sticking out of you?
Blackberries.
Maybe. There's some really mean people in this city. Man just goes out for a run, gets shot.
Who did this?
I don't know. It was dark, and I couldn't see their faces. But I imagine they hate elves. Or half-elves.
Make a deception check.
You're lying.
15?
They give you the squinty, like, I don't know, kind of eyes.
Just continue walking along.
You see Regulus Stain running in a hasty, kind of like, also out of breath, and kind of sweating, and he's checking all these different doors, and Mr. Gallandale! Mr. Gallandale!
Ah, Sir Dane.
And he says one moment as he's looking in a closet, and he goes, there you are!
Yes. I came out of there quite some time ago.
Why are you covered in blood? Who shot you?
Don't worry about it.
Just keep them focused on the dragon.
Where are my friends? I must speak to them at once.
They are waiting for you in the hangar.
Where is that? I don't remember.
The building out back? You've been there before.
Yes, I just told you I didn't remember, so thank you for telling me where it was.
Come with me, I'll guide you there post-haste.
Very well. I follow.
And then
Sir
he kind of
Regulus
fills you in
Dane.
on the plan as you guys go, and he's like, well, Wilhelm's going to try and teleport you guys to Banyang. Because the airship is out of commission for a few more weeks, and by boat it would take just as long.
That is quite troubling. Perhaps I might be able to assist him.
I believe he has everything he needs, but maybe I don't really know much about magic.
I suppose I'll just have to speak to him when I see him.
Has Regulus been like this his whole life?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's also the worst.
He has Keith's stutter, okay? It's Keith's character. He has to have a stutter. The very first session you guys did.
It's like
Take like memory aid or something. Jeez.
right after you guys moved into
Mm-hmm.
your other place.
Yep.
We had our first session. Keith was there. I think it was his birthday, wasn't it?
No, it was his bachelor party.
His bachelor party, that was.
Yeah. Almost 3 years ago.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's been divorced twice.
Wow.
Anyways. Finally, the door opens and you see Regulus come in and just kind of leans against the door and takes a breath, and then Varys comes strolling in after him, completely covered in blood and like little pricks of blood and just a couple gashes on his arm from like the bits of armor that doesn't cover it, and he's got an arrow sticking out of his shoulder.
I also
Do I recognize the wounds?
bend down and just.
I'd say make an Arcana check.
We both think about the fact that you have black hair and a black beard.
Looks good on me, doesn't it?
17.
So yeah, you can definitely recognize those particular gash marks and patterns.
Okay.
Begin. I assume I'm like standing on a balcony of sorts and I need to go down these stairs, right?
Yeah, you guys are on the ground floor.
Oh, never mind. I just walked towards my friends. Hello.
Get on board. We will talk later.
Okay.
Just not get on board. There's no ship.
Whatever.
Get on board what?
Get on board with our plan.
We're leaving! Shut up and sit down.
So you are led into the chamber where you've seen Wilhelm and his other mages working on the crystals that keep the airship afloat. The mana batteries, if you will. And he's currently got 3 of them kind of set up in a triangular pattern. And there are 4 other mages there besides himself. He's also drawn the runes you recognize, Varys recognizes as teleportation runes. But instead of like the basic circle, there's like the basic circle and then a second ring and then a third outer ring with all the different symbols kind of drawn in between.
Transmutations.
I recognize the first one, but what have you done here, Wilhelm? This is quite intriguing.
This is an augment. Some spells you can, bigger, farther, things like that. By tripling the pattern, 3 times as much power can be drawn.
Wouldn't happen to have like a beginner's manual on you or anything, would you?
Maybe when we have time, I'll take you through the basics.
Next time then. As I slowly think to myself, it was nice knowing you, Wilhelm.
Alright. Is everything ready?
Yeah, we've been ready for an hour.
What do we do? Let's go. Do it.
While I'm sitting here looking at the symbols, can I like try and like keep these in mind so I can like maybe try and replicate it or like experiment, see if I can also do it?
Make an intelligence check. You're also not a wizard, so it's one of those things where this is not the kind of magic you perform. Yours comes from song and dance and, kind of like a spiritual kind of magic of like a sorcerer kind. Whereas this is pure science. This is something this is a magical formula that's been written out and worked on over years. So you can certainly try.
Nice.
Is that a 3?
It's a 3 plus
Yeah.
3, so 6.
As you begin trying to memorize one symbol, the first symbol, you're like, oh, that one kind of looks like a squiggly tree. This huge flash of arc energy kind of explodes outward, and you see this blue portal kind of appear in the middle of the room. And he goes, quickly, 6 seconds, go, quickly.
That looks familiar, and I walk through it.
We all walk through it.
Like as I pass through it, you just hear like an echoing, "It's blue!"
You guys feel the familiar sensation of being pulled through different places in time and dimensions as you're kind of pulled in every which way, and it's hard for you to breathe momentarily. And then in an instant, it's even harder for you to breathe as you realize you're taking on water, and your vision kind of clears, and you guys are underneath water for whatever reason, and it's very, very hot.
Alright, so we're in the middle of the ocean here, Arya. Great.
I swim upwards.
You guys swim up, or Vera swims upward at least, and you see the harbor of Banyang completely in fire. All the ships are burned and sinking currently.
I also swim up.
The sky has this kind of reddish black tint to it.
Oh, jeez.
No cloud in sight. It's just this red light.
I cast levitate on myself because I don't feel like swimming.
Okay.
I start swimming.
Okay. You guys break the surface and see the same thing. The vast armada of Banyang is just burned to nothing almost. The sails and wood just kind of tipping over and starting to capsize, and the port itself is on fire as well, just in flames.
Jesus. Well, how far out are we?
From the docks, you're about 100 feet.
100 feet. Alright, well, I start swimming, but I also cast Healing Spirit, and I summon, instead of a cat, because cats don't like water and I'm not cruel, I summon a dolphin
Okay.
to swim with me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. You know, I've always wanted to do this. I hear swimming with dolphins is quite therapeutic. Being able to swim with this thing is quite relaxing.
So what do you guys do, first of all? Do you all try and swim to the shore, or levitate to the shore, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. It takes a bit, but you finally find a spot that's not completely engulfed in flames. Bits and pieces of the wooden stonework has been destroyed, but it kind of creates a ramp there that you can kind of pull yourself up onto and at least get onto the shore. However, this will take you about 4 rounds to do. And so each round, you guys take a total of 4, 8, 12, 13. So for the whole 4 rounds, you guys take 13 points of damage. As the water scalds you, it is that hot as you were in it. Except for you, because you're floating above it.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
So does 13 total?
Yeah. So for the whole 4 rounds, you guys are in the water. You take 13 points of damage. The water is scalding. You guys get out and your skin's kind of like a lobster.
I have Dora the dolphin
I
swim
pop.
between us. Like, hey, this water is hot as fuck and I feel like I'm dying. This dolphin might bring you some comfort where there is discomfort.
I pop the Endure Elements potion for 4 hours.
Oh. The uncomfortableness of the heat immediately just kind of
I forgot about those.
vanishes.
I don't think I have any more of those.
Oh, that sucks.
My inventory is like mixed with my notes.
I actually have one left. I had 2. I only ever used 1.
Awesome. So you can also take that if you want.
Yeah. Now I don't have it.
So do I heal for the 13 points with the dolphin?
Yeah. It healed for a total of 35, so. Just sad. I cast it at lowest level.
Alright, so we're on shore.
Well,
Is
what did
Legendary
you get for dice each round is more so the question. What's the minimum you could heal in a round?
The minimum?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a d6 per round.
Okay. So it really depends like what you did each round.
Let's see. So for the first 3, I got a total of 9, so it was like, I think it was like a 3
A 3 each time. Okay.
to like a 5 or something. No. They were low. It didn't add up to that
Okay.
much.
So then, because I got a 4, 4, 3, and 1. So
So just do the 9 for the healing? Since that's what we're confirmed happened in the first
Yeah.
4 rounds.
I mean, if she's touching it while swimming through it,
yeah. So you basically take 4 points of damage, then get healed for 3,
mm-hmm.
and then it just goes back and forth like that. So
Yeah, like I wrote down that it was a total of 35 healing, but I only got 22 of it because I took damage while it was healing.
35 and 4 rounds with 6s?
Well, out of the water, I would just pet it.
Okay.
He swims up and lands on the dock and flops around.
Alright, sure. Well, it's easier to manage that way. So if you guys recall, Banyang is made up of different sectors of the city. Not in different sections like the castles and towns you're used to, but just levels. So you guys know that the port is the lowest level of Banyang. Other things is, so Banyang is built into a cliffside and kind of carved out this cliffside. So there's a huge wall that kind of surrounds it. Currently that wall is also just in flames. And you see bits and part of the stone wall actually kind of like looking like magma as it's been melted.
We follow the trail of fire up the mountain.
Is Banyang the place we got that cactus?
No,
No.
that's Celios.
That's Celios the
This is
desert.
where we met the giant turtle.
This is where we met the
That's where
turtle.
you guys met
I
Wing
just- I
Chi
couldn't
And the
remember.
blacksmith.
and River.
No, I remember all that. I just couldn't remember where we were.
In the witch.
Okay. I was just gonna be sad if that building burned down.
Okay. Now that's currently another continent away and souther.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah.
Well, as we're strolling along, I'm just continually just like, I just got done running for like an hour straight. It's hot as fuck out here. I pull out my harp. I really wish that it was cooler here. So I will attempt to cast Control Weather.
Okay. What would you like it to be?
I'd like it to be raining, but not like torrential rain or anything, just regular rain.
A torrential downpour might be nice to eliminate some of the fire.
Okay. Well, so you can cast a spell. I'll say go ahead and make an Arcana check.
12.
12. Unfortunately, the primal nature of this dragon is to make it like this, and as you cast the spell, you play the song, and kind of a single drop falls and splatters on your face, and there's just no more water after that.
Just kind of like shake the harp like, is this thing working?
When I hear music
Well,
like
I
this, I
tried.
feel like we have someone following us, just like vigorously, just like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do next?
It's me,
So are you guys making your way through the city then?
Think anymore.
I guess.
Yes. I feel like we should
Keeping
do
my
it
eyes peeled
hastily.
for a dragon.
So speaking of the dragon, you don't currently see it. As you guys are, you said there's about 4 levels of Banyang, and you guys have been to the palace, which is the top level, and kind of that section where the palace and some of the other nobles kind of live. That's the top section of Banyang. As I said, this whole town is built into the side of the mountain, so it just scales upward. And there's many different steps and pathways to get there. That's why it's kind of a trek to travel to the different levels of the sound, because it's still going up quite a ways. So being on the bottom level, you don't see any dragon currently, but when you kind of make your way through the market district, which is the bottom level, all the bazaars and kind of the lower tier like merchants live in the docks, you make your way to the common district of the town, which is the second level of Banyang. And as you do this, you see up above the city line, you see gouts of fire just kind of like explosions go off.
Oh dear.
And everything is on fire. The whole city is on fire. You kind of run your way up the steps. Hitting the common district, you see a familiar face of Master Wing Chi and Rilvar. Wing Chi is currently moving his hands around, and he's kind of glowing this blue aura, and the fire is starting to go down a little bit, and it's kind of like bursting back up again. He's doing his best to control it. You see Rilvar carrying 4 different people two on each shoulder, out of a burning building. And you kind of see his face, his like burdened flesh is gone, and then as he's walking through, it kind of just reforms itself and heals back up.
Oh yeah, he's immortal.
And he kind of drops these people on the ground, and he sees you guys, and he goes, "You're a little late."
Yeah, minor detours.
Were you successful?
Yep.
Why are you smiling awkwardly?
Managed to kill 3 of them so far. This is the last one, I assume.
This one would be the worst.
Well,
Sindrathramon is the mightiest of the 4.
whew.
And no pressure, but if you should fail, then this is what befalls the world. And he kind of motions to the fire around him.
No pressure. Well then, I guess we should be going.
And at that point, Master Wenshi kind of collapses onto his ass, and he just kind of sits there and he goes, I would say something profound right now, but I'm very tired. Good luck, is all I will say.
Thank you.
And he kind of lifts up his urn and takes a swig of it.
His water hasn't like evaporated.
It's not water.
Oh.
He just like opens the lid, just.
Right.
As at this point, you also see that they've rescued a fair number of people, about 15 or so people, and they're all kind of huddled there, and there's a bit of it's kind of been cleared away of fire, and they're currently just kind of huddled together, and like, where do we go next? And Rilvar kind of like dashes back into a burning building and disappears.
Alright, well, this time I summon Farrell the Ferret. Have him just kind of wrap around my neck. Alright, guys, let's go.
Okay. You get to the 3rd district, which is where the militarized houses of Banyang lives. This is where the soldiers and their families live, kind of like an army base. This is that part of the town where, if you join the Banyang army, your family's taken care of. And so the houses here are nice, but not as nice as the ones in the noble quarters. It's at this point that as you make your way up, you see more gouts of flame just... And then you see bits of lightning kind of collide with it as well.
What? Where's the lightning coming from?
At this point, an owl kind of flies down in front of you guys and lands and turns into, what's her name? Not Solana. Is it Solana? What's her name?
We're talking about the elf that
yes, the
Iflin
witch.
is into?
No.
Then I don't know.
Wait, who?
The,
Verena.
Verena.
The wood
Yeah.
elf.
Yes. Resumes her shape, and she kind of looks at you guys and leans on her staff she's carrying, and she says, what took you so long?
No, maybe
I mean-
it is Alana. I don't know.
Traveling around the world isn't easy, you know?
Well,
Especially when you can't turn into a bird.
I've been trying, but I can't put out these flames.
It would seem that we have to defeat the source of the fire before they will extinguish, I think. Care to join us?
I'm going to help the old man and that dashing blacksmith rescue more survivors, but I trust in you. I've seen that at least in some variation of your fate you survive.
Oh, great. Let's hope this is the variation where we survive. Doctor Strange.
And she kind of gives this like knowing look to you, Evelyn, and she says, have you made use of my gift yet?
If I had, I don't think I'd be here.
Well, there's no guarantee of that.
Well, I think that's enough chit-chat for now. We
Time to
have a
go.
dragon to go kill.
At that point, she transforms into this bubbling, kind of cresting water elemental. And she kind of like blows a bubble at you guys in like Aquan speak. and then like trying to start like shooting gouts of water at the flame, trying to put it out.
We run ahead.
All right.
Dragon.
I'm gonna whip out my weapons at this point and just run through the city.
I give
Weapons drawn.
Varys an 8-hour endure elements.
Okay.
None of us should be at disadvantage.
I drink that shit. Well, I drink half of it, and then I offer the other half to Pithlin.
He took one of his.
I have one. I drank one.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting there like, no, you're good. Okay,
Good.
I mean,
Just drink the rest of his.
all that armor.
Alright, let's do this. I don't like this music. It scares me. Oh, so much red. Oh,
Yes.
oh no.
So if there's no confusion.
Blood everywhere.
Anything that's red is fire.
Or blood everywhere. We're stepping into a pool of blood again.
Yeah. Dang it.
So as you guys make your way up the steps, you see before you the massive, hulking red dragon Syndratheron, easier, larger than the other three you fought by 3 to 4 times over.
Oh my god.
I don't have one the proper scale, but for reference, he'd probably take up about this much space.
Oh my god. For the viewers, he just pretty much covers 1/3 to half of the map.
Yeah, I'm just not going to stand up. I'll put it on this thing. I will let you know when he flies.
Okay.
He's even red.
I know, I have one of every color that I wanted. He just won't stand up like the other one did. And as he sits there, you see again another flash of lightning kind of strike him, and he kind of like tilts his head slightly, and
Is
then
Lawless here?
Lawless lands in front of you guys.
A lightning bringer.
He kind of looks behind and he goes, "You guys are alive." I goes, "I should thank you then. If
Think
you're
it's full of
here,
work.
that means Zenverdis is no more, yes?"
It does indeed.
Maybe. What are you doing here?
What's it look like?
Never once have you helped us fight a dragon. You just take their souls after we've done all the heavy lifting.
Do you really want to do this now? As the
No.
dragon starts kind of saliva like molten lava hits the ground, just kind of...
We will speak about this eventually. Start notching arrows.
Do you want to say anything?
Backstab him.
I haven't decided if I'm going to help yet.
Oh man. Well, if you don't help, we're all dead, including you. So. Wait, where's Maria?
Not here, apparently.
Is that what he says?
Do you ask him that?
Yes, I asked Lawless. Where's Maria?
She is safe. That's all that matters.
Very well. Can I roll initiative?
Do you guys want to say anything before we start?
Enough chit chat. We got a city to save. It's burning.
Look at all the blood around us.
It's fire.
Oh, it looks like blood. Just kidding.
Alright.
Charcoal.
3, 2, 1, Eklund? Nothing to say?
No.
Alright, everyone go ahead and initiative.
Yeah. Nope. Ooh.
Actual 20 for Wallace. And... that was high. Person grab their own. Okay, so that's just all it gets then. So 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
15.
Oh, you also give each inspiration at the end of our last session.
Yes, I did. You guys do have inspiration.
I forgot about that, or I would have used that on my lie back at the estate.
Yeah.
What does that give us?
So you can reroll just anything one time.
Okay.
Anything that you want to reroll, you can.
Okay.
And then what's yours?
Basically, it gives me
10.
advantage.
Oh, I got 11. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it'll be Alexia. Then you.
Ha.
Okay. So Wallace will start us off. And he kicks up into the air. Where's my dice bag at? He kind of hovers above him. Not above him, but up to him. And he lashes out 3 times. And that'll hit. Natural 20 will definitely hit. And that'll hit. Okay. And then those actually that'll also hit. So you see him quickly just kind of little bits of lightning kind of arc in the air as he strikes with the full arm, and he's moving so quickly that it's kind of like you see the beginning of the flash, and when the flash kind of fades, he's on the other side, is slashing there. Just quick blinding speed in the air. And then after that, it'll be my turn. Let's see how much damage he does first. Lightning in there. Damn, okay. Alright. After that is Sindratheron's turn. First of the legendary action, I think of Wallace's turn. Try and hit him with his tail. And we'll definitely hit him with his tail. So after he does his half attack and kind of hits him in part of the scale at like the end of his halberd, you see the tail kind of arc over his back and slam the walls and force him sideways. So he takes damage. Okay. And then on his actual turn, I will have him just make a normal attack around that one. That'll miss. That'll actually miss too. Wow. A 3 and a 2 and then a 19. Okay, that one will actually hit. These are different damage dice. Alright, after that is Varys' turn.
Alright, well this dragon actually scares me. I was standing between my friends, and if you're not my friends, you have me here. And I will cast Heroism at 4th level. At the start of your guys' turn, you'll get 6 temporary hit points. You can no longer be frightened. Then, I'll move 5. Actually, no. 5, 15. Move over here. Alright, as stated before, he is fucking huge, so I assume he's within 60 feet of me.
The squares of distance are still accurate.
Yeah.
He is large, but the distance to him is still the same.
Oh, never mind then. I'm done.
Okay. After that is Lexia.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, that's rough.
Okay, so I have one action but multiple attacks if I start an attack action, right?
Yes, but you can't use various attacks for different things. It's once you make an attack action, you're committed to that attack action.
Yep. Okay. So for this round, I'm gonna use Hunter Sense as my action.
Okay.
And I'll move a little bit first. Okay, just to make sure he's in range. So what are his damage immunities?
He is immune to fire.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
Resistance.
Do you get both?
I get immune, resistances, and vulnerabilities.
He is not resistant to anything, and he is not immune to anything but fire.
Is
And he's not vulnerable to anything.
Okay.
And what action is that? Your bonus action?
Nope, that's my whole action.
Okay. Anything else? Do you have any bonus actions you want to do? Do an action surge?
Bonus action, I'll mark him with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Alright, Ithlin, you're up. Where about on your person do you keep the Dragon's Bane Blade?
I have it like sheathed, because my other weapons don't need to physically be on my person, but
Okay, so yeah,
I've pulled it out now.
even before you go and reach for it, you feel it vibrating furiously. And when you do pull it out, it's a crimson red color it's never been before.
My. Then I'm going to move. I'll move right there.
Okay.
That's all I'll do for now.
Okay. Now that the round has passed, everyone go ahead and make perception checks.
$23.
19.
11.
11. Okay, Varys and Ithlin, you guys notice that amidst the scales and hardened horns on Sindrathion's face, you see that kind of from the start between his eyes straight down, there's kind of like this armor there.
Oh, weird.
Interesting.
Other than that, it's Lawless's turn.
Is it just like a gray metal, like most armor?
It looks black. So make 4 attacks. Missed 2 of them and missed 3 of them. So only hit once. With those perception checks, you guys also notice that very, very minor, but Sindrathrion already has like bits of little tiny battle scuffs and things like that taken out of him, and you notice that Lawless is bleeding a little bit, and they seem to have been fighting for some time. So he only hits him the once. So you see him try and dart around trying to hit him, but every time he does, there's a claw, there's a mount there, and he kind of avoids it rather than hitting. So he goes for the swing and then avoids it, and he goes for another swing and avoids it. And finally, he only gets like one kind of side swipe at him as he goes at him, and right as Sindrathion's going for the huge chomp on him. After that is Sindrathion's turn. And he is going to breathe on you guys.
Can I use the Dragon's Tear as a reaction?
Nope, it's on your turn. So, and you only, let's see, how many people are you going to hit by? It's pretty big.
Probably.
I'm just going to draw it because it's easier. It's a lot of squares. I think it's just gonna be Alexia actually, and
Dang.
Wallace. Yeah, it's just gonna be Alexia and Wallace.
What? I'm not in the red.
I meant to draw it that way. Like, yeah. You should be in that, yeah. It's 90 feet, so. How many squares is that? Is that more than 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you're just barely on it then.
Wait, so these are 10-foot squares?
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Alright, well, let's see how much damage he deals. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what. Oh god.
Bye, Lawless.
Yeah, maybe.
I fucking hope so. I was considering attacking him.
Dang it, we don't know where Maria is, though.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Just like right in his face.
Yeah.
No.
You see him halberd up, fly straight at him, and as he was Incineroar and opens his mouth, he just this huge gout of flame that covers everywhere in front of you. So all those red marks is fire now.
Great.
And that's his turn. Varys, you're up.
Okay. Boop. I move to there, and I use Hexblade's Curse on Syndrathion, and then I will Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Oh jeez. Okay. 16, 20, and 23.
16, 20, and 23?
Yep.
The 23 hits.
Nice. Ooh. So he takes 20 damage.
Kind of launches across the city, kind of cutting through the flame as it does so, and kind of spreading it apart a little bit before it can heals back together. And of the two that hit, they all three hit him, but it kind of splatters and does nothing. It's only the third one that actually seems to phase him a little bit.
Take that, you overgrown wizard. And I'm done.
Alright. Anything else? No bonus actions? No.
And Hexblade's cursed.
Okay. Alexia, you're up.
Okay. So if I make him vulnerable to a specific damage type, does the person wielding that damage type do like extra damage?
Vulnerable means all damage is doubled.
Oh. Okay.
So it's like slashing, piercing, bludgeoning, fire, ice, like you gotta pick a type of damage.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use the dragon's tear.
Okay.
So when activated, all nearby dragons lose 1 legendary resistance and legendary action for 3 rounds. In addition, roll 1d10 and subtract that many hit dice from all dragons in the area's breath attack. Pick 1 damage type. A dragon becomes vulnerable to it provided they are not immune or resistant to it already. Since he only is immune to fire, I'm going to make him vulnerable to pierce damage.
Okay.
And attack the shit
So
out
arrows.
of him.
Okay.
Alright, so we're used to that.
Roll d10.
Let's try these. 9!
Nice.
Bam!
Alright.
He loses 9 dice for his breath attack.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Now it's as strong as an adult dragon.
Yep.
Is he vulnerable to the piercing damage the whole time?
For those 3 turns.
Those 3 turns?
Yes.
3 rounds. Alright, I guess it's time to just unleash everything I have on him.
Burn all your cooldowns.
Okay.
So it's an action to use that.
Damn it. Alright.
Yeah. So you pull out the orb, and this thing that was kind of like black and translucent and didn't really have a color to it, it shifts through all these different colors of like gold and black and blue and silver, and finally it stops on red, and this kind of like serpentine eye kind of opens up, and the light from it gets so intense you kind of have to like look away, and it leaves your grasp and flies up, and then it explodes, sending shards of magical energy everywhere. And when it's gone, you see that the gleam on Sindrathron's scales has kind of gone away. You see that the fire that he's currently breathing just kind of like abruptly stops shorter than it should as he's retracting in, and you can tell it's taken effect.
Yeah!
At that point, he yells, "I will devour you all!"
I also say out loud that he is now vulnerable to piercing damage. So in case anyone else can happen to do piercing damage. Otherwise,
Okay,
I
do you
got
do
this,
anything else?
guys.
You have action surge, so...
Yeah, I'll use action surge.
Okay.
Might as well fuck this guy up right now.
You also have inspiration, so
We only have 3 rounds to do this.
It's true. You have inspiration as well.
Alright, so with Leviathan, I'm gonna use some Dragon's Bane.
I'm kind of sad you didn't say vulnerability to psychic damage so I can shit talk him to death.
Well, I can shoot him to death, hopefully. Given everything lands. Alright, so I'll use a Dragon's Bane arrow. Alright, it gives me a +2, so 15. Okay. Alright, I'm not even gonna worry about all this being there, so
that's what I would do.
it's pretty much crisped anyway. So I'll use a Dragon's Bane arrow with a bursting arrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Bursting Dragon's Bane. And I still have Hunter's Mark on.
Mm-hmm.
24 to hit.
24 will hit, just barely.
Woo. Alright, so first thing with Leviathan.
Doesn't it make its AC go down too? Does not the Dragon's Orb cure those?
I'm working on it. No.
Let me see. I thought I wrote that its AC also goes down. Oh, I guess not. Not that generous.
Nope. Alright, so let's see. Target hit, make a DC 14 con save.
Passes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely passes.
For the arrow, make a DC 17 con save.
Passes.
Alright, take an additional. And half.
So he'll take half damage, but it'll be doubled because it's vulnerable, so...
So, regular damage.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah, so just go and give me the total of all the damage.
Okay. So all damage is doubled? Or is it just the piercing damage is doubled?
It's all the piercing damage, so it's not the ice, but anything that is
it would be
result-
the 1d10 of the piercing.
Yes, but not the ice and not the force damage of bursting arrow.
Okay. What about my
Um,
+8?
And
to
then,
add to everything.
yeah, like that counts as piercing damage,
Okay.
yeah. And then whatever dice the Dragon's Bane is. But so it's gonna be, you have to half the Dragon's Bane first, and then give me the total of everything else afterwards.
Oh man, okay.
Minus the ice and the force damage.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so we'll do these first and then half it. Alright, so 1, 7, 8, 18, 23, 30, so 15. Okay. Another d6. So 4, 10, 14, 21. So do I just roll it twice or double it?
So, what is the...
Because I got the... Okay, so that'll be 18.
Yeah, just give me the Dragon's Bane damage first. And don't half it, because you pass the resistance, but since it's doubling anyways, just do the full amount. So it's the full amount of Dragon's Bane arrow first.
30.
30, okay. And then give me your damage from the arrow itself, which is a d10.
It was 9, so doubled
18.
would be 18.
Yeah.
Plus my 8, if that's piercing, would be...
Yeah, that's also 16. Like, everything doubles. So these
Okay,
wonderfuls.
so 18 plus 16...
Just 35.
No,
Okay.
34.
Oh, 34.
34.
Duh.
Okay, so
heard
we did
19.
that one already.
Okay, and then give me the ice and force damage.
Oh man, okay. 14 plus 7 is 21.
Okay, is that everything?
Yes.
Okay. So, it's still a total of 85 damage. So,
Disgusting.
the arrow fires forth, and almost like a heat-seeking rocket just kind of flies straight at him. And when it collides with him through the fire that he's currently breathing, it kind of through the flames and creates a hole there and hits him. And you see pieces of his scales just kind of explode off of him when the arrow hits.
Cool, so
And
that
he-
was attack number 1.
Yeah, he stops breathing fire and like roars instantly.
Oh man, okay. Attack number 2.
Okay.
Another Dragon's Bane arrow. Oh, jeez, man. Okay. Might as well just fucking do everything. Yeah, he's gonna pass like all the saves. So I'll just do another bursting Dragon's Bane.
Okay.
Inspiration, go.
Yeah, that was 21.
21 misses, so there
Okay,
you
so I'll
go.
use my inspiration on it. Nat 20! Oh my god!
So worth it.
Mother... Okay,
Probably dead.
okay.
Alright, well.
So is it like even the doubles doubled?
Yeah.
You roll it twice and it's all doubled. Well, all the
Yeah.
piercing.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is sick when it's a thing.
So let's see. First of all,
Alright,
CP
so
passes.
DC 14,
Passes.
DC 17.
Natural 20, so passes.
Okay.
It's a total of 29. So.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is roll the Dragon's Bane arrow damage twice.
So all 6 twice?
Yes, and then we'll half whatever that is.
Okay. If you need a break, this is the time to do it. Alright, so 7. Ooh, 10. Oh man.
You have to use a calculator. I mean,
Yeah, it would probably be best.
Fuck.
you guys can get more whiskey too if you want. It's free for all. And the ice is in the freezer, obviously. So.
I won't take ice this time.
Oh, what a man! You want to get me some too? Look at us, gents, just drinking whiskey straight. Oh,
Yeah, I drink
man.
mine because no one's rolling out one tonight. And that was awesome, so I figured I'd just down it.
I did
Alright,
the same.
so total halved divided by 2, 38.
Okay.
Alright, what damage do you want next? The piercing from the arrow?
Yes. And so that will just be straight doubled. Or roll that twice and then double it. So roll 2d10. Thank you, sir.
Okay. 3, so 7 doubled would be 14.
Okay.
Plus my 16. Be 30.
Well, so is it 7 with both dice?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's 14. And then roll the bursting arrow damage twice.
12.
12, so that's not doubled. And then roll the ice damage twice.
4. 12.
Okay, and now double your attack modifier. So the 8.
That would be 16.
Yeah.
And then Hunter's Mark twice was 8.
Okay. So give me a second.
127.
If that's right.
Was it?
If that's
I
right.
don't know.
If that's right, you get double inspiration. 127 exactly. We'll find out.
Oh, I was gonna say, holy shit.
I'm a savant.
You're ringing out of
Even
it.
as he's like just walking around, like not even listening, just like boom,
Yeah.
127. Perception. Passive perception.
It actually goes up to a
is
full
high.
100, so
Oh,
so you're done by 27.
oh no.
So I've now done 185 damage.
Yes.
Still a fuck ton.
I thought I gotta get hit in with my 20 earlier. I've done like 10% of the damage.
She's feeling it, Mr. Christ.
Yep.
It's okay. I know the only possible way to be useful with my turn.
Just straightforward sword drawn.
No.
Okay, attack number 3.
Okay.
Oh. 21.
21 misses.
Ooh, indomitable. Wait, nope.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
That's
not.
four.
Dang it.
Use your points of luck.
I don't have luck.
It's okay. You also secretly have shield.
Yeah, I do.
If you want it bad enough.
Yep. Alright.
So the first one shatters the scale armor of this creature, and then as he's reeling back in pain, you fire this hand, and straight through the claw, just this huge hole appears as the arrow flies through.
Alright, we're down to 2 dragons.
At this point, you fire the third arrow, aiming straight for his head, and he furls his wings and just stops it mid-flight and just falls to the ground. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Alright, so that ends turn 1 of the Dragon's Pearl effect. After each one of your turns will be a point, so.
Okay.
Okay. Ithil, you're up.
It's the dragon's tear.
Dragon's Tear, sorry.
I walk over to Alexia and I cast haste on her.
Oh, nice.
So, for the next minute, your speed is doubled. You have +2 AC. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws. And you gain an additional action, which you can use to take 1 extra weapon attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. And then after the
that
minute,
weapon attack.
you lose a turn.
Oh.
So that's the only downside. But
Yeah. So Ithil walks up and touches you, and you experience a time slowing effect as like, you see everyone kind of reacting just a few seconds slower than you are, and the fire, as it's flickering around you, kind of starts to slow a little bit, and flickers just different speeds, and time kind of slows down around you as you enter this altered time space. And it equates to about a couple seconds. You're faster than everyone by like a couple seconds. Is that something you want to do? You have action surge as well, so
I can't do anything at this time.
you have your movement still. Or more
I'm
movement.
gonna run into the fire.
Only a d6 a turn. Don't be a baby.
Still,
Just levitate above it.
I mean, I could do that.
Right.
Well, I don't want to action surge to cast levitate. That's dumb.
Yeah. I mean, you could
Uh,
just run forward as much as you can, or
yeah. No, I don't really want to take the damage. Getting
Okay.
up to him just so he can attack me.
okay.
That seems dumb.
Okay. So if you are done, it goes back to Lawless's turn. So the
He's
flames.
still alive?
Yes. So he's actually quite alive.
Oh.
So the flames kind of die down, and this huge gout of flame, this huge tall wall of flame is shot out from Zendrathron. And as it stopped, it's kind of clearing. The smoke is still clearing and everything. And you see kind of wings furled around himself as Lawless there in the air when it dissipates. And as they unfurl, you see he's got that onyx kind of sheen to his skin again. It's more scale-like than human. You see that he too has horns now, and hands replaced with claws, and
He's turning into a dragon.
that kind of like armor that he had beforehand when you saw Andrognir strike him.
He has dragon armor, or he is a dragon.
Something.
It's like all of their souls
Yes.
emerging, and he's turning into a dragon.
So he will attack. Yeah, all four of those are gonna hit. I have to see something because this might also be stupid.
Oh, if halberd is piercing.
Or it can be piercing.
I mean, if you stab with it.
Yeah, it just depends what the book says. Like, some of them have dual types of like a longsword. I think might have one.
And I think longswords are just slashing, but you could argue that if you stab with it, it's piercing.
Like a short sword is piercing. Longsword is just slashing. Where is the glaive? The glaive. Okay, it's slashing. So,
Dang it.
will not be vulnerable. But he will hit 4 times.
He's getting some real good rolls.
And a half attack. Alright, so capitalizing on what your arrow has done at this point, he aims for the spot that's vulnerable. You see raw kind of like flesh underneath the scales and the exposed skin of the dragon for once. And as you see the scales kind of falling to the ground, still each one, very, very thick and very, very heavy as they're kind of colliding on the ground and sending dust and sparks kind of flying as they do. And so he attacks for that and capitalizes. And so as he slashes out with his spear, the first attack kind of stabs him inward, and he just pulls up and hacks multiple times with it. And you see blood kind of spew forth from it and kind of splatter him as this happens.
Ew.
Let's see how much damage that is. Yeah, at this point we just all need calculators. It's too much. Yeah. Alright, and then after that is Zendrathron's turn. Let's see if he gets his breath weapon back. He does not. He's going to take to the air at this point. Actually, at the end of Lawless's turn, he's going to take to the air. It only costs 2. And no more legendary actions after that. And then on his turn, he is going to fly over Lawless and kind of start dive bombing at you guys.
Oh no.
Particularly you, Alexia, who is very angry at.
Shield.
If only, right?
Gonna try it every time. Shield.
So 3 attacks coming at you.
Acrobatically dodge.
You have +2 AC.
Oh yeah, I got 19 now.
So the first hit will be 27.
Yeah, pretty sure that hits.
Okay. It's gonna be ouchy.
Yeah, wait, that's the... So for the first attack, you'll take 25 points of damage. Second attack, 35.
Wow.
Okay.
So 8.
I did the damage that I could.
So 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then third attack.
That was the third attack.
No, that was second attack.
It was 25, 35, 18.
No, that was damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
dicks.
18
Alright.
was the damage
Sorry.
you just took. So this
Go
is the
ahead.
third attack. And the third attack is only 20, so he misses you. I rolled a 3 on the dice, so. And that is the end of his turn. Varys, you're up.
Okay, he was doing what it was to hit, then
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
My turn?
Yeah.
Damage.
Oh shit. Also, don't forget that you had 6 temporary HP from my spell from earlier.
Oh.
Both of you. Start of each of your turns, you get 6. Leave my friend alone as I run away.
Alright, that's
Practically
easily
here.
within range of him. She's gonna swipe at you.
Oh.
Do you want to cast shield?
Nope.
Okay. 26.
Yeah, hits.
17 points damage. Not so with the claw itself with the nail, but so much as you're running away, he kind of sideswipes you, and it's the pressure from his attack that actually knocks you over and you take that much damage. Just the extreme force of it.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you realize that getting hit by it probably would have hurt much more.
That was rude. I will cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Okay. 28.
28 will hit.
The others are less.
Okay. How much?
Less.
Much less.
14 and 21.
Okay. Those will both miss.
And... Ooh, minimum damage for 12.
Yeah, but
12's better than nothing.
I am done.
So you say, leave my friends alone. Basically spray bottle him like a cat.
Yes.
Bad lizard.
Water, it's super effective.
At the end of your turn, he'll make an attack against Alexia, the legendary action. 27. His tail is on 2d8. Oh, there it is. 25 points of damage. But it is your turn.
Woo. Alright, so I have 4 attacks.
Yes.
So they get an extra weapon attack?
Yeah.
Alright.
He is currently right next to you, though.
Yeah, my
but you
speed
think
is-
you have sharpshooter.
Doubled.
I don't think that. No, it's not the crossbow feat, so yeah. So you'll have to move away from him to shoot him effectively.
Which means he gets an AoP.
Doesn't it say something like disadvantage against attacks of opportunity though for being hasted?
No.
Disadvantage on anything.
Okay.
They just get a flat plus 2 AC.
Okay.
Alright, well, this is gonna hurt, but...
34.
Does he have multiple reactions? Because he already tried to hit me.
Oh, that's true. He does not. Never mind.
Ooh!
You're welcome.
No, he
Yeah.
used I think it was legendary action
He did.
to hit you.
He just used a
I moved
legendary
away.
action to hit me. Nope.
Oh yeah. Okay. Never mind.
And his reaction was
His
to try
reaction's
and
not
hit
there.
me.
Never mind.
Yeah,
But everything else he's been using at Alexia. So you're
Alright.
welcome. I took the damage so you didn't have to.
Thanks,
Tank mode
man.
initiated.
So instead, he tries to swipe at you, but he kind of hits your after image as you sprint away.
Alright, bursting Dragon's Bane.
Okay.
Oh, shit. I have to do concentration for my hunter's mark, right?
Every
Because
time
I
you
always
hit,
hit
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so do like 4 of them, 5.
And
of
it's
them?
my DC?
No,
No.
it's either 10 or half of the damage you took, whichever is higher.
I took a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
half
it's
the
per hit.
damage is like 13 for the first one.
Okay. Nope.
It's a con save.
Oh.
Should be fine.
Nope. Oh, saving throw. Yep. No, it's just my con, right? Just the mod?
Constitution saving throw? You're a fighter, so
Is
you
it
should
the
be
saving throw?
proficient.
Yeah,
it's
okay,
a
so
saving throw.
15.
Okay.
You're fine.
And then I think it was
Does your calculator have the thing where you can
no.
look back at the...
Oh no, this is yours. No.
Oh,
I know
It was 25, 18, 20.
Okay.
Okay, so then the other
So
two should be
18
just
would
10.
be... Okay, natural 19.
Yeah.
Natural 19. Alright, Hunter's Mark is still active.
Okay.
Pretty much the only time I've ever failed one of those is when that dragon hit me for like a 90 something and I had to roll a 45.
Okay, so attack number 1. Bursting Dragon. Spain. Misses. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Alright.
So that's your second to last dragon's doing now.
This is my last one.
Okay.
This is my last one. Woo! 29.
29 will definitely hit.
Boom. Alright, DC 14.
He passes.
DC 17.
Alright, definitely passes.
Alright. So roll all 6.
Here, roll 6, give me the half. We'll do this layer by layer.
Mm-hmm.
10, 17, 18, 19, 28.
Are you sure?
No, I'm good enough.
28.
So
Oh,
four-
halved.
So 14.
14. Nope. 14.
Okay.
So only the one know what happened there.
I don't know.
14 turned into like 23 points or something.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do the piercing damage. 6 plus 16, 22.
I guess we'll just do it this way, because I've been like dividing it stupidly, but we'll just do it this way instead for the sake of ease. So how much total is the dragon doing now?
28.
Okay, so since all gets doubled anyways, we'll just double it as we go. So you'd half it because you pass, but then you'll double it again because it's vulnerable. So we'll just do 28 as a flat. I won't try and do the fucking math on that.
So
So
28 plus 22, so we're at 50. So
is that
far.
22 doubled or?
That's that's
Yeah,
after the
because
double.
it was 3, so then double to 6, and then my 8 double to 16, so 16 plus 6 is 22.
16 plus 6?
Yeah.
She got a 3 for her arrow damage, but then it doubles to 6, and then her
Oh wait, my arrow
modifi-
damage is a 10. Never mind.
her modifier damage.
Oh.
Okay, so
Uh,
you got
so
1. So it's 1 plus 8, which is 9. And then you doubled
Double.
that. So
Okay,
it'd
so
be,
18.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
And then
So
do
then
ice
for
and
the
force damage.
Ice would be 6.
Okay, and then force damage?
For 8. 8 for that. And then Hunter's Mark is also 8.
Wait, well, you're not doubling that though, because it's not piercing.
I'm not doubling that. But he. Oh, yeah, no. No.
So.
Never mind.
So it was 4 and
So
4.
just 8 instead
So
of
just 8
8 and
instead
8.
of
It's just
8
8.
and
Okay.
Just 1 8. This-
Okay.
Too used to getting nat 20s and just
That's
double it.
fine. Okay. And that was your second attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
So no more dragon speed.
still got 2 more unless you do something with your hasted action. Or something else, rather.
Yeah, I still have 2 attacks.
Like running away.
Ooh. You know what? I'm just gonna go all in We're gonna try a sharpshooter bursting arrow.
Okay.
Ooh. Nope.
What is it?
It's a 10.
10. So.
Alright. Fourth attack, we're just gonna try a regular bursting arrow.
Okay.
23 to hit.
23 just barely hits.
Ooh, yeah.
They're good.
Alright, so let's roll all this once. Nope. Damn it. Okay. Okay. So 3, 6. So 22 for the piercing damage. Then everything else I can just roll.
Okay.
2, 13, 14.
Okay.
And I'm done. So my
Alright.
fourth attack.
After you is Ithlin. But since you're the only one nearby, he's going to make a tail attack at Ithlin at the end of your turn. And I think he's going to miss.
Shield.
He's definitely probably going to miss. 23. And with shield, your AC is 24. So he just barely misses you. You take the force of that tail against your shield, and you get it up just at the nick of time. And after that, it's your turn, though.
I can't do anything.
He's right in front of you.
He's flying.
That's true.
Oh, I guess he is
He like
flying.
nosedived
like-
at us and was like
Levitate.
I understand he's enormous, but he's probably not like
Yeah.
within melee range of me.
His flight speed is. He's 30 feet in the air, so.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I have a way to make it so you could fight him, but you'd be afraid of him after that. So.
I
I
can't
don't
roll
know if I
hit
want to
dice
do
in
that.
combat, right?
No. It's only during short rests.
Roger.
We need to get you, like, just a belt that has, like, daggers all over it or something so you can, like, just...
Well, I can
Throw your
cast,
eyes.
but I only have fire magic.
Just Alexia
Unlucky.
should give you her rock cloak, so you can fly.
Yeah.
No. You can levitate.
Pretty sure you can learn fly, right? You learned from the wizard spell list, right?
No, what level's fly?
3.
Oh, I could take fly,
Next level. Do that.
perhaps.
What would you like to do? Oh, it's another turn of his vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Got one last hurrah to kill him. What?
I will cast levitate on myself.
Is that a concentration spell?
If I get hit, let's see.
Should say C for type. On the cards, I believe.
Should be next to the duration, I
yes.
think.
Okay, so haste is also a concentration spell.
Never mind then. Because you still have one more
Yeah.
round of.
Vulnerability to my
Yeah,
attacks.
so I'm not gonna get rid of that.
Oh. Go and cast any spells with them?
I only have fire magic.
Don't you have like acid blast or something like that?
I only have fire magic.
Okay.
Only fire magic is good.
Okay.
Except when you're fighting.
Unless you're fighting fire elementals.
Okay. Then that goes to Lolis's turn. And he's out of legendary actions because of the dragon's tear, so he's not going to do anything at the end of your turn. Goes to Lolis's turn. He's going to strike him again. And this time he's going to action surge. You're going to hit him 8 times. 7 times. No, 8 times. Yeah. Hit. Miss.
Bad.
Hit. 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 I think one. Yeah. So all but one hits. Oh boy. Jesus. Alright then. Okay. I will say at this point, since he's over half his HP, and that was a lot of damage, he's gonna drop onto the ground at this point. As Lawless strikes relentlessly against one of his wings over and over again, and kind of tears part of it, so there's huge gaping holes in it, and he loses altitude, so he's about 10 feet off the ground at this point, and then he just kind of lands. And then after that is Zendrathoron's turn. Let's see if he gets back anything. He does get his breath weapon back, so...
Shit.
Does he still lose the 9?
Yes. So it's not going to be his full amount, but all three of you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, I have advantage on that.
Yes, you do.
Ooh.
Alright, I failed.
You have inspiration.
That's right.
Oh, where did that go?
I would like to use inspiration.
Alright.
It was the same.
Ooh.
I don't know, 19?
19 is a fail.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my highest one. Dang.
I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Ooh, I have that too.
That's
I'm gonna
true,
use
you
that
do.
one. Oh yeah. 24.
24 just barely passes.
Oh, thank God. Thanks for that reminder, George.
Yep.
I always forget about that one.
This is where I wish I took the Absorb Element spell.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I think that's what it's called. It's a Xanathar spell that's like a magic version of Shield. Like, or elemental version of Shield where you just
Interesting.
straight up have the damage that you get from elemental damage.
One more. Okay, so what did everyone get? So 24 exactly. What'd you get?
19.
19?
I was like 15 or something.
Okay.
Low.
So Alexia, you will take half. You will take 32 damage.
Oof.
And Varys and Ethlyn, you will take 65 points of fire damage.
I'm very bloody, guys.
13, 52. I am now bloody.
Okay, I do have the history option.
Alrighty, and that was a 65?
Yes.
Alright, I cannot possibly make the save, so we all lose our heroism.
What was that doing for us?
Making us immune to fear and giving you extra HP.
Oh, yeah. Wait, do we get 6?
We still had it at the
temporary hit
beginning
points
of our
every
turn, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just won't have it next turn.
Yeah, and his fire blast is his entire turn. So his turn ends, and now it's Varys' turn.
I am slightly less bloody.
Do you have another heroism slot? I mean...
I would be able to cast it again, but I have to be within touch distance, so I have to.
Oh, okay.
We all have to be next to each other. So that's not going to happen anytime soon.
So we're just standing in fire now?
Yes.
No place is safe. Endure elements is not helping.
No. The temperature of the heat is not bothering you, but the
It still burns.
fire hurts a lot. Yeah. Fire bad.
If I use second wind, am I only adding my fighter level? Instead
Yes.
of like my
Only your
full
fighter
level?
level, yes.
Alright,
So you
I
got 11
will
whatever you roll.
bonus action hex.
Okay.
That's the wrong.
He does look quite wounded at this point. One of his wings is kind of tattered. Part of his chest has kind of been blown open.
Mm-hmm.
One of his claws definitely has like a hole in it, just a straight hole straight through it. He does look wounded quite a bit.
So like the entire area is on fire now?
Yes.
Shit. Well then. I will start moving. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Can we get that far? And he's just on the ground now?
Yes, he's on the ground. He cannot stay afloat anymore.
Okay. I'm going to just... actually... I'll move to here, and then I will cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay.
Let's see if I can hit.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
So I got a 4, so that obviously misses, but does 23 hit?
23 just barely hits.
Ooh, finally, I had more than one of them hit. Alright, so I'll do the crit first. And that will be... Oh, he's got Hex on him now.
But a natural 20 absolutely hits.
So that is 5, 7, 15 plus 11, so 26. And 5 of it... Oh yeah, he doesn't have any immunities aside from...
No.
Alright, and then... The second one... Ooh. That is 14 plus 11, 25.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, and then I'll finish my move by moving here.
Okay. And so you end your turn and fire. You take 5 points of fire damage. And then after your turn, he is going to try and swing at you with his tail.
I will shield.
It will
Because I'm
still
scared.
hit you.
Nice.
And you will take 22 points of damage. And then after that is Alexia's turn.
Whew. Alright, I'm gonna move out of the fire onto the stairs over here.
Okay.
That's sad. Okay, he's no longer hexed by me.
Is Hex a concentration spell?
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, I'm out of that stuff. Alright. It's gonna be a bunch of regular arrows now.
I mean, it's still piercing damage.
Yeah, I still have Hunter's Mark, so hopefully that will help a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna try a sharpshooter.
Okay.
20, that misses.
20 misses.
Alright.
What's your attack bonus with sharpshooter on?
It's a +7.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I may have to recalculate it, but it's a +7. I'll try another sharpshooter.
Okay.
No, even worse. Alright, regular shot.
Not gonna go for broke?
No. This is my last round to get piercing stuff on him and have an extra
That means
attack.
if you hit, it'll be that much more impressive.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
Okay.
So it's piercing damage?
$28.
Okay.
Everything else is 9.
Alright. Would you like to do anything else?
My 4th attack.
Okay.
Ooh, buddy. That would have been the sharpshooter one.
It's like 30 something.
31. 31 to hit.
31 will definitely hit.
Oh, yeah. So, 8 plus 6. So 22 for the piercing. Everything else, 7. Oh, and DC 14 for the Leviathan, please.
Passes.
Okay.
So what was the last number you said?
7.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
Alright, at the end of your turn, just gonna try and tail whip Ithlin this time.
Shield.
With a natural 1. That's definitely gonna
A
miss
shield
that
anyway.
Woo.
I said it Already.
Nice.
So he tries to actually claw at you, and you go straight through the hole in his massive claw that Alexia caused, and so it slams down on top of you.
Oh!
Just like, ooh.
Oh. Gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
That makes it your turn. And he
Alright.
is within range of you now. He's on the ground.
Alright. Let's try and actually deal some damage.
And you still have action surge, so
I know. Time to use it.
go
Oh,
nuts.
that was the last round, so
I'm
he's
aware.
no longer vulnerable and all
Alright.
that
Yep.
Well,
terrible
I didn't
stuff.
hit him with any of those.
Watch out, everybody. He's got legendary shit back.
He hasn't used any legendary resistance anyways. He hasn't needed to. Con saves are his thing, so.
Well, if he felt like it, he wouldn't have been able to.
Well,
He would have lost one.
he lost one. He has 3 again.
Damn.
Awesome.
So, he has
So, missed all
3
4.
actions, too?
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't do
What was the
23.
highest?
Not 23.
It's not 23 is his AC, it's 22.
I didn't get above 20.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
So 22 is his AC.
damn. So I'll action surge then.
Okay.
Nice.
Super fucking low still. Cool. Hit him with my offhand attack.
Nice.
Hit him with 1 attack. Cool.
Yeah. Hey, something.
What is your offhand? Is your offhand the Dragon's Bane sword, or are you main handing that?
I'm main handing it.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm. Eight, 14, 18 damage.
Alright. So the sheen returns to his scales, and as you try and strike the areas that are heavily guarded, your sword's gonna pink, pink, pink off of them, and you brace forward and swing over and over again. Even the Dragon's Bane sword, who's glowing red furious to this point, can't dent this creature's massive armor that it's gotten back. Until finally, you kind of strike at the part that you've already damaged, and it's relentlessly striking with that same Dragon's Bane sword that finally gives you enough to deal that 18 damage. You finally chip one of the scales away. Anything else?
Oh.
Alright. Lawless doesn't do anything this turn. Sends Ratharon, chooses to get his breath weapon back, and he does get his breath weapon back. Or, no, he doesn't. That's a 4. He does not get it back. And so he will just strike at Varus, I think, who's dealing damage to him still. So 3 attacks on you, Varus. Breaking the shield.
I still have it active from
Oh, okay.
last round.
So 27 is the only one that'll hit.
Okay.
So you take 17 points of damage.
My HP meter is like blinking and making the noise.
And that is the end of his turn. So Varus, you're up.
Ooh. I will attack him 3 times with my sword.
Okay.
And at least one of them hit. I'm gonna defensive flourish for sure.
Okay.
Well, the 28 definitely hit. The others missed.
Okay.
Alright. So got a D10. Another D10. Scimitars. Alright. So that will be. Oh yeah, the D10 because of my flourish. Ooh. Oh baby. 24 damage.
Okay.
My AC increases to God tier levels.
What is it?
Right now it's 27.
With shield on or without?
Before.
Okay. You kind of pick up where Ithlin left off, and you see the small gash you made with the sword finally, and so you strike there as well, and kind of increase the rend on this creature.
And then I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm done.
Okay. At the end of your turn, as you get close to his tail, he's going to try and hit you with it.
I will shield this one.
Okay.
AC is now 32.
32 exactly.
Awesome.
But minimum damage, so 12 damage.
I'm down.
So you try and run behind him, and he flicks you with his tail, and you fly over to the side instead. And then at the end of your turn, you also take 6 fire damage, which will just be a death save for you. At the end of your turn, he did that, so Alexia, you're up.
Alright. Sharpshooter.
Okay.
19.
19 misses.
Sharpshooter. Nat 20!
Oh, wow.
So the 10 doesn't double, but the other dice does, so.
Okay.
Add 18 to whatever you roll.
Why would I add it? Don't I just roll everything twice?
You roll everything twice, but your total attack bonus is 8, and then you add 10 for sharpshooter, so it's 18.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so just add 18 to whatever you roll on the dice.
DC 14.
He fails, but he decides to pass.
Oh, okay.
Because he hasn't used one yet.
That is surprising that he finally failed one of those.
14.
Oh, it's one, by the way. 4 points of fire damage for ending your turn in fire.
48 damage.
Alright.
Alright, third attack. Sharpshooter.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. And
4th attack.
sharpshooter.
I might hit still.
It's a 23 to hit.
23 will hit. Alright. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Ethlyn, you're up. You're not on fire, Alexia, so.
Nope.
Alright. Wow. I'm just destined to not do damage. That's cool.
Try on them like one at a time. Like that usually helps me.
I still won't hit. I'll use a point of luck, I guess.
Okay. You got this.
Even lower. Yeah, buddy. Nat 1.
Oh.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Alright. 5 points of fire damage. Lawless continues to do nothing.
He's choosing to be useless now.
It's okay, I'm also doing that.
You're not choosing
Also
to
doing
be.
nothing.
It's just happening.
Alright, Ethlyn, you're the only one nearby him, so I'll see if he gets his breath open backwards. He does not, it's a 3. And do you want a shield? Do you have shield left?
How many times have I shielded? Twice? I don't remember.
Supposed to keep track of that.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to that. No.
Okay. Well, only one hit, surprisingly. That's not 20, unfortunately.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens. Minimum damage on one. So 11, 12, so 16, and then so plus 10 is 26.
That's not even that much.
Yeah, I know, I got million damage on 2 of the dice, so. And that is the end of his turn. Varys, go and make a death save.
Ooh.
Alright, you pass. That's 1. For any of your turn in fire, they take another fail.
Yep.
Alexia, you're up.
Oh, man. Alright. Sharpshooter.
Okay. Just go for broke till it hits.
Oh, that misses. Sharpshooter. 20. That misses. Sharpshooter. Oh, that misses. Alright, regular shot. We're gonna hit at least once. Nope. That one.
Alright. Then you turn to swipe to Ethlin. It's another natural one. So he slams his tail into some other buildings around him and kind of creates a large rubble fall, but he does not hit you.
I attempt to shield, and it just like goes around me.
Ethlin, you're up.
Alright. One at a time this time and see if that gives me any luck.
Okay.
So, man, I don't even have to roll that high.
Yeah.
23?
Nice.
23 hits.
Yeah.
And since I know your minimum damage is more than 4, how would you like to end this?
Oh.
Sure, you don't do any damage, but you get the kill shot.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Hey, I did a
Nice.
bunch of damage by casting haste on you, so
Yeah. He also swung at you, and you guys basically kept him off me, so I could do as much damage as possible.
that's literally what I was trying to do because I knew how this is what was gonna happen.
Team effort.
Let's see. I'm gonna run up to him and start attacking, swing my weapons right at his face and try and pull in that stuff, all those armor plating off of his face and just kind of yeah, just rend his face open.
Okay, so we'll say as he dives for you, you kind of jump to the side, and this is while he tries to tail whip you at the same time, so his head's down low enough for you to hit it, as well as he's kind of caught off balance from the tail whip he tried to attempt at you. And so as he does this, you jump to the side and you hit him in the face, and it doesn't deal damage, but it does get your blade in there, and you kind of get caught between the skeletons, so it raises you up in the air, and while you're, about 60 feet off the ground, you're kind of holding on, just hacking away, and scales are kind of coming off more and more as they do, until finally you feel that sweet spot of your sword kind of dip in between armor plating and bone, and you just kind of slide the blade all the way to the hilt in, and the creature just kind of shudders and lets out this huge roar and flame kind of spouting everywhere, and as he falls, your sword comes out, and the one of his horns also falls off, and you kind of roll to the ground into the fire.
Nice.
So in your turn, fire, take 4 points damage.
Oh no! I'm still alive.
But Sindratheron is no more.
Does any of the fire disappear?
No.
Oh, man.
This is pure raw fire.
Oh, man.
There's is dead.
Yep.
Not yet.
He's got
Oh,
one
yeah.
more death.
You guys have a couple turns to save him.
Oh, okay. He's not just immediately gonna.
No, he has one left. If you leave him in the fire for one more turn.
You can move really fast.
Yeah, you are hasted, so...
So.
I
Your
can
speed-
barely get to
Your
him.
speed is automatically doubled because you're hasted.
Yeah, so I would only be able to move 60.
And then you can dash again on top of that, so you get
Which would
90.
be-
Yeah, you get a hasted action.
Oh, so then I can't actually get that far. I can get
Yeah.
to, here.
With 90 feet of movement?
Well, when you were counting them earlier, they were 10 feet squares.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
No, they're regular combat squares.
So they're just 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot then. I don't know. I could probably get to him and
You
potentially
can
get him out.
You can totally get to him.
Yeah.
But can I move him is
So
the question.
if your hasted action is to dash, then you still have your normal action. You can grab him and pull him out of the fire.
Without doing a check or anything?
No, I mean you're just dead man dragging him through the flames out of this into the
Very
safe
dead
zone.
man.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you kind of run through the fire, and you're moving so quickly that they're barely having time to kind of lick at your heels. You don't even feel the fire as you run through it, and you're running so quickly that they're almost standing still enough for you to just kind of run by and jump to the sides that don't have completely engulfed in flames. And you kind of grab Varys and skid to the edge of the fire and kind of swing him that way from the momentum, and he slides over, but you can tell now that he's got burns all over his body and Most of his hair is gone.
We bald now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like, Anakin at the end of Star Wars.
Can I force a superior healing potion into his mouth?
You can, yeah.
Will it work?
Do you know?
I don't want to waste it.
Well,
Alright, fine. I open his mouth.
okay. So you open his kind of crusty black lips and open it and you kind of force it down there. Go and roll healing.
I do?
Yeah, roll a healing.
10 d4s. Man, I don't even have that many d4s. 1, 2, 3,
There.
4,
That's
5.
fine. So you just
I'll just roll those twice. 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. 13. 13 plus 12 will be 25 plus 20, 45 for healing.
You were at 45.
Yeah.
You instantly just...
Boom.
alive but burned
Save
to a
your
crisp.
life.
just
It's the only way you can survive now.
Alexia.
Yeah, very much so.
Your lungs are just...
You can move out of the fire at this point if you'd like it. You don't have to stand there.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Okay. As you guys kind of tend to Varys, this red aura kind of envelops Sindratheron. As you see Lawless above kind of pull it into the gauntlet.
Of course he does. He's just waiting for it.
Sounds about right.
And at this point you see that all the gleam is gone from his scales at this point, and it's this dark kind of damp color that the other dragons did. And he kind of turns around and looks at you guys and he goes, it wouldn't be sporting to finish you off like this. And as he says this, he's still in that kind of demonic form, and so it's kind of this heavy, kind of echoing, abyssal, like, kind of sound behind it.
Hmm.
Who are you? You're not Lawless.
Is it like actually abyssal sounding?
It sounds like not the language, not the
Mhm.
words, but the kind of
Mhm.
like echo that accompanies that
But
speak.
like I would know it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he says, since you all defeated the Black Dragon for me, that means that I can use this now. And he kind of pulls out this this skull that looks kind of lizard-like. And he goes, with Zanvarys' body destroyed, his soul should inhabit this now.
Oh no.
And he kind of crushes it in his hands. And as he does that, the gauntlet is covered in like a black aura and also fades into it. And the pieces kind of fall around you guys in the dust.
The whole crux. What do you plan to do with that gauntlet?
Once I fulfill my end of the bargain, I'll have all the power I need to save this world.
What's your end of the bargain?
And he says, just watch. And he kind of raises up the gauntlet above him. And the colors of the dragons kind of shimmer around it and kind of swirl around it as he holds it up. And he shouts out, Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells, I have achieved my end of the bargain. Now rid me of this humanity. And the gauntlet explodes in this chromatic light. And when it fades away, he's kind of got this red aura around him. And the demonic features are kind of extended as he has longer horns, and the armor is more defined, and the wings have taken the shape of kind of this draconic look to them.
Did he just like get rid of Lawless's flesh and become full demon or something?
You think that, but he actually
I do.
shifts
I do.
back to his human-looking form.
Which is...
He looks like Lawless.
Oh, Lawless is
Was
gone.
Lawless a demon the whole time?
No, Lawless is gone.
Says I can feel the power coursing through me. That humanity limiting me to only as good as I'm capable of.
When did this happen? Interesting. So now he's like a demon in a human-looking body, but not limited by like.
So just like he does before, he shifted from that demonic appearance back into a human form.
Yeah.
And he kind of lands in front of you guys.
And what humanity did he just get rid of?
He transitioned from being human to full demon.
Oh, okay. But he can still look like a human.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like Maria is not actually safe now.
So what's the plan now? So I'm still laying on the ground. I ain't moving. In so much pain right now.
Where's Maria?
I left her in Vanden.
Seems random.
Nice.
Alright.
So when I asked what the plan now is, I was asking him, did he just ignore me completely?
Oh, I thought you were talking to them.
No.
He says, now that it's complete, I guess there's no harm in telling you. And he says, I've known for some time, even when I was traveling with you, I knew what was coming. See, my mission was to ensure Sawyer was strong enough to do what you all just did, to defeat these dragons.
Huh, he failed.
And after this,
Says now I can stop what's coming. So you don't understand. There's something far more terrifying and powerful than these dragons coming. And I knew that only I could stop them. You don't know what I've been through.
something so terrifying and strong you needed the help of a demon lord to help?
I didn't seek it out. I was killed. And
Killed?
banished to the Nine Hills.
By who?
Sawyer's mother.
What?
His mother.
Ooh.
I don't know anything about his mother.
She's older and more powerful than anything I've encountered.
Isn't she the... Wasn't he like part vampire or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
But now I have the strength to stop her. And what she's bringing forth.
okay. What is she bringing forth?
The most powerful god that was sealed away. Azael.
Oh no.
I fought through the Nine Hells. My spirit could not rest. I fought over and over again, killing many demons in my wake, but it wasn't enough. But down there it's different. Each one that you strike down becomes a part of you, making you stronger, but something else. But I couldn't fully control it. See, being part human, still, I had my limits. But now, that humanity's gone.
I see. Well, anything we can do to help you stop it?
You've done everything I need you to. Go live out your lives and know that I'll put an end to this.
And let you have all the fun? Maybe I want to have a chance at
Slay a god.
fighting for the world.
At this point, the flames kind of part a little bit, and this purple energy appears there. And Maria steps through,
Oh.
and she's followed by Ingrid
I go to embrace her.
in the flames.
Nope.
Okay.
I wait for her to step out of the flames.
And it's at that point that you notice that Maria is in distress, and Ingrid has a firm grip on her shoulder.
Damn it, Ingrid. Ingrid. What are you doing?
She says, "I'm only spending time with my granddaughter."
Oh, dicks.
And
I knew it.
her form kind of shimmers away,
Oh, no.
and she changes
You mean
to this
jokes about them hooking up? That's gross.
this completely pale
Sort of
skin
complicated.
and raven black hair, well past
Yeah,
her
it's
shoulders.
complex.
Wearing this black dress that kind of comes up above her chest, and these long kind of like black sleeves, and the cloak around her neck. And she has this kind of gold circles around her head. And she says, "Lawless, you dare think you can stop me?" And he immediately turns on her, and as she does this, she flicks her hand and casts a spell. Something you know is banishment. And he's kind of standing there for a while, just kind of ethereal and shimmering. And she goes, "Shedding your humanity was the only thing keeping you tethered here, and now I can send you back."
Ooh. Way to go, Alice. Way to go.
And so as he kind of kneels there, kind of phasing and shifting in and out of existence, pretty much, she turns back to you, and she can tell you're all surprised, and she says, "Does this form not please you?"
Oh no. Is she gonna turn into something even worse?
"Maybe this one will." And she kind of like wipes her hand over her face, and she takes the form of that elf that you guys saw that turned into a dragon.
Iflin. He's digging it. He's like, yeah, I like this better.
And so she changes into that. She says, "I'm not bound by one form.
Wonderful.
I've been there the whole time, guiding my son, even in his failures."
She didn't like resurrect him or anything, which is interesting. I feel like she could have.
Sawyer's definitely proved he was weak.
Oh, that's fun.
But you three, you four, much more powerful than I could have anticipated.
And with that power, we will bring you down. Yeah. Cool with that.
Do you really think you can stand against the power of the Aether Marks?
That's a good question. Very good question.
And she says, "You did not think Maria was the only one. I've waited for 10,000 years for a new one to be born, one that can mirror my own power."
Was it Willow?
Monka ass, dude.
Does that mean there's a newborn Aether Mark in the world?
No?
Oh,
She only
she's
talking
saying
about
she's also
Maria.
one.
Her and Maria?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dicks.
I never imagined that Sawyer would deliver her into my hands, but here she is.
This is why we don't adopt random children.
And now with my power and hers, I can finally break the bindings.
She would not fight with you. She will not help you.
She doesn't have a choice.
Sure she does.
Her power is already mine. She kind of pushes Maria forward.
Damn it. I just that's still all her powers.
And to what end is it that you release this? I believe he put it as God.
I'm simply going to take what is mine, what was stolen from me. I was promised to become a goddess. So I will release Azael and take his power for my own.
And do what exactly with it after you've attained it?
Whatever I want.
And what happens to humanity in this process?
If we're lucky, she'll be a kind and benevolent goddess, I suppose.
Over what? There won't be a world for her to be a goddess over. You'll destroy everyone for your own selfish gains.
No. They'll be reborn. A denizen of the Night Mother. My kingdom.
I don't want to be reborn as part of your kingdom.
Then struggle as you always do.
You know, the last woman that talked about having everyone in the world be reborn, we destroyed. I don't think you'll be any different.
We will see. Come seek me out then.
Where will you be?
It will be obvious.
Good.
She kind of steps back through the portal and kind of shimmers away.
Is Lala still standing there, like half here, half not?
Yeah.
Just kind of look at him like, you sure you don't need a team? Looks like you're about to be sent away back to that place.
I reach out to touch him.
Let's go
I see
straight through
physical
him.
justice.
Yeah.
What do we do?
He kind of grits his teeth, and it's very hard for him to speak at this point. He just says, at this point you see his human form kind of shifting from that of like his human form to the demonic form back and forth as well. And he's kind of gritting his teeth, and he says, "You'll have to pick up where I left off, I guess."
We don't have demon power to help us.
Oh, it'll have to do.
Okay. We don't even have Aether Mark power anymore.
I kind of like reach out my burned hands towards you guys and like touch you guys. They're just
Yeah, I
trampling.
think you can touch it. Good one. He's way over there.
Islin teleports next to me.
I do no such thing.
It's kind of like grab onto you guys and like. The thing Lawless didn't understand is that he tried to take everything on by himself, but we have each other to look out for one another, and that's what's going to be the key to us winning these fights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm very tired. Just pass out.
This is no place to take a nap.
It's warm and cozy.
Yeah, like hurtful warm. Dimension doors out of here.
I'm sleeping.
Is there anything you want to say in the last few moments he's on this plane of existence?
How interesting. You've come all of this way just to fail. How pathetic. With all of your power, all of your wisdom, that you could not foresee the inevitable, the obvious. When you meddle with demons, nothing good comes of it. We will all fail in the end. You will get everything that you deserve, everything that you have earned. You will toil away, ages upon ages in agony, never to die, never to succeed. You will know only agony. Fitting. Perhaps you will do me a kindness for all of the dirty work I have done for you. Maybe you would find a Vidolg, a greater demon in this 9 hells. Maybe you could do one last good deed, slay him. After all, you have nothing left but time.
Can I say anything?
Maria will be cared for.
I'm sleeping with a slight smile on my face.
Okay.
I feel like I'm dreaming about Islin just scolding him.
So he kind of looks at you and just smirks as a response before he just blinks out of existence.
Have fun.
Eflin, we need to get out of here. Can you carry Varys?
I can.
I'll take Maria. Is an exit?
That is the way to the palace.
Well, maybe we can find a way out through some other part of the palace. Because I really don't want to run through fire.
Out of existence.
That's in the palace.
So we'll say for the sake of time, you guys run into the palace, but the doors are locked. But you kind of realize it doesn't matter. As you take a step back and look, you can see that most of the palace is burnt down at this point.
Yep.
Anyone who would be in there is probably dead.
Ooh.
And so you quickly run out and make your way through the burning city, and you catch up with Wang Chi, Rilvar, and Verena. And whatever civilians that has been rescued. And as you guys you run to the docks, where it's the only place that is at least off the island at this point. And you stand there just surrounded by flames, surrounded by fire. And it's kind of closing in on you guys and breaching in, and there's just doesn't seem to be any way out.
Wilhelm with his airship.
We haven't been gone that long.
It's at that point that you do see a ship. The royal colors of Banyang, the green and gold.
Okay.
You see it, but you don't know if it sees you.
Send a firebolt over their heads. Flare gun.
I mean, that would work if everything else wasn't on fire.
How do you guys want to try and catch its attention?
Ooh.
Wake up from my slumber. Where are we?
What's the distance?
Probably a good 400 feet out there.
I should be able to shoot an arrow that far.
What's your maximum distance? I think is 600. So.
Yep. You know, we got parchment. We can write a little note, tie it to the arrow, send it over.
Darius probably does.
Nope. I assume you guys grab Maria as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had Maria. Ithlin had Varys.
Okay.
Well, we also were swimming and no one purchased parchment, so anything we might have is useless.
Yeah, that's also true.
Oh, just because I don't want you guys to lose it, also, the dragon skull of Sindratheron, you see the bit of armor that was there. We'll retcon a little bit. You see the bit of armor that was there is actually in the shape of a really large sword.
Oh.
And it's kind of this black obsidian looking, it looks more like rock than actual metal, but definitely in the shape of a sword. And you're able to kind of pry it out, so you guys have that in your possession.
Dragon glass.
It is heavy though.
I shoot an arrow at the boat to hopefully draw
Make an
their
attack roll.
attention.
Ethlin,
Oh, 16.
sword.
Oh,
Give me your sword tip.
alright.
Okay.
My what?
Bring
My
your
arrow.
sword tip.
And
Here.
you have to arch it really, really far,
Hold
but
my
it does
finger
hit.
out, in front of you. I assume
Does
on
it
your
catch
back.
anyone's
just
attention?
Yeah.
piggybacking.
Huh?
So I'm
Does it
like,
catch anyone's
bring your sword
attention?
Oh, they're
tip.
doing
It's
something.
my finger.
I do?
Cast light on the tip of your sword, and it's this, say it's green.
Oh shit, you
It's
can
more
cast a light
noticeable.
on the tip of my arrow that I just shot.
There you go.
Apparently
Just
not.
waves that around or something. Go back to sleep.
Okay.
Luckily, Alexa's arrow hits, and
Oh.
you see it fly off in the distance, way farther than you guys can see it, but you do see it fly out there, and you see the ship continue sailing away,
Oh.
and then all of a sudden it starts turning towards the docks.
Oh yay!
And it pulls up still 50 feet away.
Hold up your light.
And you see some of the Banyang soldiers there, and Lord Azuma, and there's many of the other civilians there, about 200 civilians there, on this one massive warship. And they yell out to you like, "How did you get here? Never mind. Hurry!
Just let us on!
Yeah, not the time for that.
I can't get closer."
Iflin, can you carry Varys and levitate over there?
I mean, is our combined
We
weight
have
more
a
than
ton of
500
people,
pounds?
though.
I
I
know.
don't think so. I'm not that big.
I don't have a boat anymore.
So
there
Verena
any
turns into
surviving
a
beings?
giant eagle,
Ooh, dang.
and she grabs you and Maria,
Okay.
and she grabs Ithlin and Varys,
Okay.
and flies you over there, and she comes back, and she does this back and forth and grabs all the civilians and Wang Chi and Rilvar until you guys are on the boat, and
Whew, good.
just for cinematic effect, as you guys are sailing away from Banyi, it kind of just explodes further.
Well, Banyi no longer exists.
It's gone.
And Lord Azuma says, "A pity, the greatest fortified kingdom in this part of the world, and it's gone."
I wake up briefly. It's like, no, Lanyang's not gone. Lanyang is a people, not a place.
It lives in you.
What a loser!
People rebuild.
And with those words, you guys sail away from it, and we'll say for the sake of brevity, you're at sea for some time. The full duration it takes from getting to Banyang to Abandon, so about a week and a half on the ship. You guys do get away, and we'll discuss what you guys talk about next time, is figuring out your next plan, what you want to do, and what you'd like to do next. So, thanks, guys.
Phew.
um,
Twists and turns.
I know. Been waiting for 2 years to drop that plot twist.
There's a reason we didn't like Ingrid, man. She's literally the worst.
So thanks guys for watching. We'll hopefully pick this up next week. See what happens in the final arc of our campaign. All the music that you heard tonight does not belong to me at all. Go support the artists on YouTube. It's under the royalty-free music section page of YouTube. There's tons of artists there who do great work, so go give them your support. Thanks for watching us, whether you're new or old, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.